Yo, yo, yo. What is going on, guys? It is your boy Brandon. Welcome to Audio Addiction. If you're new here, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging. I do these live on Twitch Mondays and Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So come through. I try to do some weekend streaming. March has been a busy month. So I haven't been streaming as much on the weekends, but hopefully we'll get some good streams in this month. We'll see what happens. But hope all of you are doing well. I was supposed to stream on Monday, but we had some very crazy weather here. So I was unfortunately not able to stream. So hopefully all of you are doing safe, healthy out there. But yeah, good vibes, good vibes. We're back. We're back in the building. So thanks for vibing. Tonight we are doing catch up. I haven't done one of these in a little bit. I know there's a ton of new stuff that came out. If you missed, we did CIX last week on Wednesday. So come through. Go check that out. Should be, I think that's the only one I have to update on Patreon. So everything should be up to date. So very cool. I don't know. I guess we'll start. I got a couple new things to check out. So if there's anything you would like me to check out tonight, or you think there's a highly requested one, then let me know. I also feel like I have to share because I love sharing with the class here. I did pick up some new records while I was on break. I picked up this very sick XO album, Don't Fight the Feeling. This was insane. It was half off, which is kind of nuts. And this was the first album that I got that did not have photo cards. They got like these giant, like literally the size of the album. So that's crazy. I've never seen that. So that was a first for this release. I did open it, but excited to play it. It's also a clear record, which is really cool. So shout outs to the Rock Shop in KOP. If you know the area, shout outs. And then as well as that, I got all of the Keshi albums, EPs. That's the only thing that I was missing from his releases. So I had to scoop that with the quickness. Y'all know I love Keshi, so that was a vibes. I'm excited. Those were great. I was actually really stoked that I got them because they immediately sold out. So very cool. BM for life. Thank you. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you hanging. Thanks for vibing. Welcome in. All right, let's see what we got. Hello, Gunky, No Santa, Harmony, Sarah, Biscuit, Kala, Auntie, Sally. Wow, I'm rifling off. Unhi, salutes. All right, let's see what we got. All right, we've got Equal Love. Very nice. We'll do that. Pop Noir, Chanmina. Okay, we'll do Chanmina first. That one was the first name that I saw on here. So let me get over to our screen. Latency. Yeah, I did see Latency too. That would be sick. Yena. I did see Yena. All right, cool. We got a little bit of a list, which I'm down for. So, all right, let's do Chanmina. I know we did check out a recent song of hers. So if this is like super hella new, then I'm down. Is it Hirito with Ini chat, if I'm got that correct? Let's see. Oh, it's Bandmate. Bandmate, I was trying to figure out what was the BM for, but now it makes sense. Okay. Harmony says, I've had Chanmina's song on repeat for so many days. Hey, let's go. We love Chanmina. We did check out Test Me. That was the one we listened to a couple months ago. So, all right. This one is Chanmina, Let You Go, featuring Hirito of Ini. So, let's keep on going. Let's rock. Listen. I kind of figured as much. I also saw the emotes, so I was like, it's gotta be Bandmade. Oh. Okay. completely different vibe from the last one. I like this rock style. Cool.
I can get you out of my mind. Couldn't choose to lie. この涙が踊り出すまで Let you go, don't wanna let you go 当たり前に過ごした日々も今じゃ追いかけてる幻さよならはまだ先のはずなのに I thought it would last forever 君の背中越しに見てたあの景色 Can't forget but I have to leave your side I miss you more than anything baby I let you go 君のためいつの日もそばにいて君は Go change time go let you go Because I love you I let you go 君がいればそれだけでいいと思えた僕になしすら食えないのにそれでもいいと思えた君の隣君の初めてのタトゥーがどれか俺は知ってる君がどこにいても何をしても君は演じる悪魔みたいにしがみつけなかった言えなかった Please
Wow, I like that. She's got such a great raspy tone. Ooh, okay. All right. Cool. This was Chanmina, Let You Go, featuring Hirito of Eni. Very nice. We have checked out Eni as well. Shout outs to them. They're a great group. Salutes. But this feels so different comparatively to the last Chanmina song. But I like it. I think I will say I feel like she's always traditionally done like the kind of rock like stylization really well. But I do feel like, and I think I've said this before about Chanmina, but I do feel like she's got such a like chameleon style to her. Like I feel like she could do any genre really well. But I just feel like she has this ability to kind of like morph into the types of songs that she does. Like I said, one of my favorite songs that she's done was with Bobby of Icon. I still love that song. That was, I think, shout outs to Alex. I think he was the one who showed me Chanmina early on. I'm pretty sure we actually watched it on here, but I felt like that was the first one where I was like, ooh, I love her voice. And I kind of went down the rabbit hole after that and checked out a lot of her material. But this song is great. I think Hirito was awesome as well. I love his voice in Eni, so it was cool to see him in a different light, but I also feel like the song was very collaborative with him on it. I was kind of just expecting him just to have like a little section of the song, but it was really nice to hear him really kind of mesh in with her voice and like the rest of the song. I feel like it felt more collaborative as opposed to just like a feature in the song. So I love that aspect of it. I appreciate kind of like, again, the rock tonality. That chorus is really catchy. I think they put like a little bit of not a little. I think they definitely put some auto tune on her voice, but how I like how it makes her voice kind of sound like a little off in like a good way. I think I auto tune, I think used in more of a creative capacity is always really fun. So I love hearing her voice in that aspect. But there's certain parts of the song where like they kind of curb the auto tune. Most specifically, I think Harmony pointed it out in chat. But that like stay where she kind of ends it off with like that immeasurable amount of like rasp to her voice. I really love that. I think that was like probably my favorite part of the song. And man, that was a pretty significantly long note, which is also really impressive to hear as well. I'd be curious to see her perform this one live just to see like the comparative aspect of it. But overall, fantastic Chanmina song. I think this one's probably the one that I've liked the most in terms of her most current stuff. The last one I liked, but I felt like this one was definitely more my speed, certainly. But I feel like to me, you give me a Chanmina song, I'm gonna like it for the most part, and you know, I don't think there's gonna be any hate there. So, really cool stuff. Thank you, Harmy, for the recommendation. That's awesome. Hari says the way she rasps out that long note on stage gives me shivers every time. I agree. Sarah says love Chanmina. Let's go. But yeah, she's incredible. Like I said, I feel like she's pretty popular if I had to guess, but man, she would be cool to see live. I feel like that was something that I have listened to in regards to her music. I'm just like, damn, like incredible. I feel like that would be one of the artists that I would love to see. I know she's playing like, I'm pretty sure she's playing Head in the Clouds because I saw Rose Bowl. So I don't know if she's playing I feel like I saw her name on Head in the Clouds, but I'm not sure. So don't quote me on that. But incredible. Would love to see her. I feel like she would be a great artist to see live. So, all right. The next one we've got, it looks like Sarah recommended. It's New Era. I can never spell their name right. New NOURE. Pop it like. Ooh, okay. I didn't know they had a new song. So so this is super, super new. All right, cool. Very nice. All right. Let's get into Pop It Like.
Pop it to the beat, go stereo. Yeah, 출발선에서 몸 좀 깨우고. Right.
This production is thick. Wow.
Let you know I'ma go how I roll, making you fall. Hey. Going up. Hey. Beat drop like you own it. Yeah, 삐뚤어진 거 예측해들어. Let 'em know. Let 'em know.
Cool pre-chorus.
Double. Hey, what you got? Pop that body like. Pop that body like. 한 개랑 없지 없는 리스트를 그쳐 눈에 보일 뿐 가슴이 막. Pop that body like. Pop that body like. 똑같은 양같이 눈에 띄는데 불 꺼진 말 지붕 뚫려도 멈춰. Pop, keep hitting jackpots. 쓸어 담아 지칠 맘 없이. Keep in my vein. 우리만큼면 판을 뒤집어. 이럴 줄은 몰랐지. 삐뚤어진 거 예측하더라. Let 'em know I know you want it. Pop that body like. Pop that body like. 한 개란 멋진 밀려 숫자를 그쳐 눈에 보일 뿐 가슴이 막. Pop that body like.
That mid-chorus section, so much fun. Okay. Okay. I'm down for this. I'm down for this. This was sick. Okay. Very nice. This was New Era. Pop it like. Thank you, Sarah. Appreciate it. This was fire. I like this. Sarah says New Era did it again. Hey, let's go. Connie, hello. Thanks for hanging. Guggy says if they could collect more coins, they could have a money bank like Uncle Scrooge from Tufton. Scrooge McDuck. Let's go. I love it. This was fantastic. I like this. I think to me, the pots and pans production, I agree, Unhi. That was awesome. I liked it. I also appreciate the just arrangement of this. I thought it was super cool. I loved a lot of like the panning on this. They did a great job of like again having those pots and pans in the verses kind of have that like that that oomph to it, and I love it. I think they really made it kind of have that bit of sparkle in the songs. I love that. I also liked a lot of the panning as well. I think they did a great job of like making it feel like making it feel like it has like such a cool like back and forth aspect to it. Like again, pop it. Like I feel like they kind of again made the production pop in that capacity. Um, I also loved that this kind of fuses that thought process, or at least from my perspective. I feel like it does a great job of not only having like a really catchy beat to it, but also at the same time, I think they do a great job of incorporating that sort of like trap hip hop sort of beat to the song. I loved a lot of like I think it was like a really cool mix of having those beautiful melodies kind of hit that much more so, but I also loved that the vocals stand out as much as they kind of had like a lot of the rapping sections in this song. I think they did a great job of making it feel like cohesive in that aspect. I think sometimes like with a song like this, it could get a little intense, but I think the way that they kind of managed those things were really, really, really thoughtful. So I love that. But overall, I appreciate the song a lot. Like I said, I'll probably be listening to this one again now that it has been unlocked for me. I could go and listen to the rest of the. I don't know if this is a full release or not, but this was great. I think this one like I'll be honest, like the new era stuff that I heard before, I liked it, but I felt like this was the first one where I was like, damn, like they're definitely coming out of the gate with this one. So, if the I feel like if the title track's good, then I feel like it incentivizes me to listen to the album, and that's honestly how a lot of the other like boy groups kind of rose the ranks last year for me for my favorites. So I feel like this one is. I hope this one stays the course and is up there for me. But this was 10 out of 10. I love this. This is great. And I'll also give another shout outs. I love that like melody section in between in the like the middle of the chorus. I think that was what truly hooked me on this song was like the way that they transitioned from like that like rap section, then they had like a little bit of like that gorgeous like vocal melody, and then they went back to the rap section at the end. I thought that was awesome. And then the bridge was another part of the song that I was just like chef's kiss. So good. But yeah, New Era, salutes. Go check them out if you haven't. I know they are. I mean I wouldn't say they're a small group, but definitely like underrated in my opinion. So go salute them. No, Santa says we're not beating the Unk allegations here. Oh man, I think I'm in that boat, so that's probably not great either for me. Sally says, I'm hard of hearing in my left ear, so I hate when they do the panning. That's fair. Listen, I understand that that is not for everybody. I just think as someone who has listened to music for probably half my life at this point, if not more, it's just so good. I get it though. I feel like if I had problems here, like problems in my left ear, or it was hard to hearing, like that would be rough. I feel for you, Sally. So, Sarah says this album is so good. Sindra, thanks for hanging. What's going on? Thanks for pulling up. Um, what did you miss so far? We checked out Chanmina, and we just finished checking out New Era. We're the two groups. So still in the new stuff, but we're doing some catch up. So if you've got some stuff you want me to check out, let me know. Sally says, I used to love panning when I had good hearing. Oh, it breaks my heart. I feel for that. That's why I try to protect my ears at all costs when I go to shows now. So I get it. All right. Very cool. Thank you, Sarah. We're going to check out more Equals Love. I feel like at this point, I'm literally going to have the entire, like, I'm going to cover the entire Equals Love, like, catalog at this point. Oh my God. Song translates to deadly medicine addiction or dangerous drug addiction. Okay, love. I don't know why I can't do the love equals, but I'll just put love and then, God, I'm going to have to spell that. Let's see if that comes up. Okay. This has to be it because it came out 2 weeks ago. So, wait till I get 50. This is who I thought you were gonna choose. Like dead ass. Like I was like, there's no way. I'm like, this has to be. I was like, this has to be Gunky's pick. Like I'm dead ass. Like this has got to be. No, Santa says, have we listened to WJSN? We have not. So, I'll throw that on the proverbial list here. WJSN and God, sorry. My unk status is coming out tonight. We didn't do WJSN. Listen, I gotta remember my shit. Cinder, I got yours too. Thank you. Love the piano here. Gorgeous.
かないようにそのまま飲み込んだダメな恋だ分かっているそれならもっと深く傷つけて好きよきっとあなたは苦手甘い薬体の隅まで溶けて楽にしてよ昨日よりも愛している強い副作用に気をつけて私がなくしたあなたとの幸せ他のどこかで生きていませんように今日も一人願っているのよあなたしか聞かない劇薬中毒
I love that the violin at the end. That's gorgeous. Wow. All right. Very cool. This was Equals Love. Very nice. They're great. I'm always stoked by them. Every time we've covered them, I'm always about it. But this is great. A great song. Thank you, Gunky. It looks like it is either deadly medicine addiction or dangerous drug addiction, which oof, both. This is great. I feel like I don't want to surmise all of my commentary to just it was great, but I felt like this one to me at least felt more emotional. I love the writing in this. I think like the melody choice that they used in this one was really gorgeous. I think it was only amplified by like that really dynamic like piano sound in the song. I think they really kind of gave it almost like a Phantom of the Opera style feeling to it, which I think is really cool. I don't listen to a ton of Broadway music, but I am familiar. And I do feel like it kind of has like a Broadway-esque feel to it. So I love that. I also love the violin. I feel like anytime you can throw violin into a song, I think it automatically makes it very emotional. And watching the MV as well, I think they did a great job of really kind of carrying that emotion. But yeah, I think it's definitely as Gunky mentioned, a little darker from them, but I actually like that. I think a lot of their songs that I've noticed have kind of had that sort of like major key bright sort of overtone to them, and that's great. And I don't want to knock them for enjoying that, but I think this song definitely has a lot of magic to it in that aspect because it's different. It's definitely a little darker, theming wise, MV wise, musically, but I think they were able to kind of encapsulate a lot more feeling in this one that I felt like maybe with previous Equal Love songs, I've been like, this is the one that I'm like, this stands out a lot more in most current songs. But phenomenal chorus. I think the chorus was like one of the more standout parts of this song. I think they really, really hit it home with that. And then towards the end of the song, like I said, when it really kind of like dialed back, you got like more singular vocals and the beautiful piano sections and like how they make it feel very anthemic in some parts. I think they did just such a great job of really tugging at the heartstrings, certainly. So I felt like this one was, like I said, probably my favorite one in current memory from them. I would absolutely go back and listen to this one again just because it was just such a gorgeous arrangement, and I think they did a fantastic job with this one. So kudos to Equals Love. They're fantastic. So No Santa says, I've got an audio addiction. Oh, God. Well, there's currently no cure for that, so apologies in advance. Gunky says, this song is basically about lost love and how their memories are like a drug. They are creating drugs to find that love again. And Gunky says, add this to the list of must listen. Partial auto reveal, vivarium. Yeah, I did see that. I did see some circulation of that. She is now coming more to the spotlight, which is good. I feel like it didn't seem forced, which was good. So love that. Jazz, welcome in. I don't know if you said hello earlier, but I'll say hello to you again. I did put ONEW's Tough Love on there. You know, I gotta check my boy out, my love. Um, and very nice, very nice. Sinja, yeah, I do have the At Heart pre. Oh, it's pre and title. Okay, we'll check them both out then. All right, let's rock. Looks like the next one we've got is WOODZ. Human Extinction. Okay, I'll be honest. I liked the two most current Wood songs that he released. So I got good hopes that I'm gonna like this one too. So I'm excited. Well, I kind of want to. I did see some discourse on checking this album out, so we might have to check this album out soon. So, all right, let's check out Human Extinction. I have not, Connie, but I'll throw it on the list. Thank you. Already sick. I love this guitar riff. It's kind of got like a grungy feel to it. I'm digging this. That arpeggiating guitar riff, so sick. Wow. I'm for this. I'm for this. This is so cool. It's kind of giving Muse vibes. I'm here for it. So sick. This is wildly good. Wow, holy shit. Oh man. All right. This was WOODZ Human Extinction. Wow, this was incredible. This was so good. All of the songs have been good. I did really like I really did like Cinema. I believe that was the other one that we listen to more currently, but holy shit. This was great. He's definitely I don't I don't want to I feel like I don't want to I'm torn because I feel like to me like my first thought is like I need to listen to this album immediately, but I also feel like I would I feel like the experience of listening to it with chat sometimes is just also incredible too. So I'm like, damn, like do I wait and listen to it with chat or do I listen to it on my own? Um but god damn, this was incredible. This is so good. Like I said, I've liked Woods' material over the years. I would say that I probably have liked more of his most current material a little bit more, but I felt like this with this song, like that just elevates everything for me. But I thought this was incredible. Definitely giving some like old school Muse vibes, which I'm here for. Muse is like one of my favorite groups, probably one of my favorite rock groups of all time. I just love their music. Matt Bellamy is like one of my guitar icons, so I love Muse. I probably will go on a Muse kick this week, most likely. But this was incredible. I love that, like again, that beginning, that arpeggiated guitar riff is so gorgeous. I might have to learn that now, which is awesome. I love that this kind of has more of that like rock grunge sort of edge to it. I think that that's incredible. I think his voice suits it super well too. I actually like one of my favorite releases that he's done has kind of delved into that like rock and like pop punk, like a little bit more of an aggressive era from for him. Let me see if I can pull up the release I'm talking about so I don't talk out my ass, which I feel like I do sometimes on this show. But I felt like I did like a lot of his previous releases. Like again, he's really got a knack for good melody, and you know, I feel like that's to be expected. Colorful Trauma was the one I liked um from 2022. I felt like that was the last record where I binged that release so much because I loved it. But I feel like this one will probably be very much in contention to check out. Um, but man, like just love his vocal tone. I've always really loved his vocal tone, but I felt like with this song, it just suits him so well. Like that again, that rock tonality just suits his vocal so well. The chorus was phenomenal. I love how dynamic the drumming is on that. Obviously, you saw my best attempt at doing some air drumming here. Um, but I just think that like the dynamics of the song were really incredible. And it kind of has like that sort of again that garage rock feel to it that I think like I don't want to say that I want to say that artists stray away from, but I just appreciate the fact that there is artists that are doing stuff like this still, especially within I think the scope of K-pop. I think that like I think there's a lot of great artists that really do a great job on that sort of rock side of things. So, Woods being one of the aforementioned people, you know, I think his voice just is incredible for that. The bridge was also really gorgeous. I love that in the song, but I mean, if I have to just binge the single for the like the next like week or something, then I'll do it. But goddamn, this one was awesome. I I don't feel like I don't this year at least, I don't think there's been a song that I've been like, ah damn, like this one just clicked with me immediately so far. And I feel like this was the first one this year. So big salutes to Woods. Glad he's doing his shit right. So love to see it. Let's see what we got here. Connie says, my man, the love of my life, Woods. Cal says this whole album hits. Hey, let's go. Andy says the album is so good. Hands up emoji. Let's rock. Cal says back in my Woods era because of this release. Everybody else thought that they heard the Muse section, so I'm glad I'm not the only one. Also respect for the love of Muse. Connie says art in all caps. Andy said amazing. Cal says I would love the album. Hey, let's go. Okay. I love that. Andy says definitely gone for more of a rock sound on his latest release. I did notice that with like the 2 singles too, and I like those. But goddamn, like he I'm glad he saved this one. I mean, to be fair, it would have been great if like if this was just on the album and I hadn't listened to it, but and as a non-single. But honestly, listening to the song, I'm kind of surprised that this. I'm not surprised that this one was a single. So this was good. So all right. All right. I put both of those on my list, Unhi, so I'll keep a track on that one. But it looks like Everglow is gonna be the one. So very cool. Love to see it. Shout outs to WOODZ. WOODZ, if you watch this, I would love to have you on the show. So thanks. All right, we're gonna keep it schmoving. We have Sungyu, Over It. Okay, I love that. We're gonna check that one out next, and then we'll be making our way down. So let's keep it schmoving. Also, I feel like I gotta ask this before we start this one. I don't know how many people are fans of Eric Nam, but I gotta ask chat because my girlfriend mentioned it the other day, and she was like, have you covered Eric Nam before? And I said no. But I feel like we have to add him to the proverbial soloist list. But that would be cool to cover him because I know he just released a new song. Because I've been seeing like ads and shit about his new music. So if the thing's there, then let me know. We'll have to rock with him. But all right, this is Kim Sung-kyu, and the song is Over It. So very nice. Let's keep it moving.
이젠 보이지 않아 희미해진 네 모습 시간
Okay.
속에 갇힌 채 그렇게
Good feedback. Thank you,
멀어져가
chat.
그려 해도 내겐 어떤 의미도 없어 아니라 해도 더 이상 그 말에 관심도 없어
Ooh.
마치 아무 일 아니란 듯 계속 웃고 있어 어디쯤이었을까 내 무모함과 용기 근데 닿을 수 없던 꿈처럼 떠나간 시간 볼 수가 없어 너의 얼굴이 이제 들을 수 없어 지저대는 목소리 그 순간에 남은 건 꽤 오랜 침묵 볼 수가 없어 정말로 볼 수가 없어 이제 보이지 않아 나를 조여오는 너의 목소리 상상도 해본 적 없고 원해본 적도 없어 이제 보이지 않아 나를 조여오는 너의 목소리 상상도 해본 적 없고 원해본 적도 없어 어디쯤에 있을까 나의 맘과 기억들 끝내 닿을 수 없던 꿈처럼 떠나간 시간 이젠 보이지 않아 네가 원했었던 나의 모습을 생각도 해본 적 없고 볼 수가 없어 너의 얼굴이 이제 들을 수 없어 지저대는 목소리 그 순간에 남은 건 꽤 오랜 침묵 볼 수가 없어 정말로 볼 수가 없어 이제 보이지 않아 나를
This chorus is fantastic. Wow.
상상도 해본 적 없고 원해본 적도 없어 이제 보이지 않아 나를 조여오는 너의 목소리 상상도 해본 적 없고 원해본 적도 없어
That was a great bridge. Wow.
희미해진 네 모습 시간 속에 갇힌 채 그렇게 멀어져가 날 그려 해도 내겐 어떤 의미도 없어 아니라 해도 더 이상 그 모습 볼 수도 없어.
All right, very cool. This was Kim Sung Kyu and their song Over It. Very nice. Um this was great. I love the energy of the song. I all these songs energy wise have been through the roof. The vibes are on point tonight. But I just love the instrumentation in the song. I think the piano is really nice. Like the guitars, like I feel like the guitar work was really gorgeous in this song. Like it looks like if I had to guess, Kim Sung Gyu is doing like a lot of the like lead work from what I could gather. Maybe not as much, but like kind of a mix. Maybe doing like some rhythm, some trade off for leads. But it was really cool. His voice is so good. Like I think he has such a smoothness to his vocal tone that I really like. Probably again my favorite part of the song was the chorus. I love that kind of like shift. I don't know if he's quite doing like a falsetto tone, but like his like head voice is just really really immaculate. And I just felt like it fit that part of the chorus super strong, and I just think it adds this little bit of like dynamicism to the song. So I love that tone. I love that kind of like little bit of instrumental break in the bridge. I thought that was awesome too. I think it added that again, a little bit of extra structure to the song. It got to show off a little bit more of the skills of the band as well, which is always a good sign to see. But it felt very, very like energetic. I think like the movement of the song was really great as well too. But yeah, I enjoyed this one. This was another great kind of like band, like almost like K band adjacent type song, you know. Like I'm still on the WOODZ high, but this was also just such a phenomenally well written song. And I think like the thing that kept me the most interested was just how like different the vocal dynamics were in this song. They just did a fantastic job, and whoever did the production for this song did phenomenal work too. So awesome stuff. G Dragon, thanks for hanging. Appreciate you. Thanks for coming through. Let's see. Biscuit says this was his pre-release. Okay, very nice, very nice. Hopefully we will check out his title track when that arrives. So very nice. All right, I've been excited to check this one out. I have not listened to it yet, obviously for chat and the freshness, but we are checking out Latency's newest song, late of the same name, Latency. So I love the last one. I feel like there's probably no doubt in my mind I will also enjoy this one, but we're gonna check it out. So let's give it a listen.
우린 각자 바쁜 시간 속에 살아간다.
늦어져도 괜찮다고 다짐해도 조급한 마음이 든다.
It just catch up, G Dragon. So if there's stuff that's released recently, send it over.
언젠간 도착할 거라는 걸 스스로에게 계속 말해왔다.
Interesting.
시선에 익숙해져 소중함을 잃게 된대도 간절함에 흘린 눈물이 다 마른다 해도 괜찮을 거야 다 내이며 혼자 듯한 눈빛은 밤하늘의 끝에서 날 부여잡은 꿈에서 여린 마음에 꼭 눌러놔봐도 우리들 앞에 건네준 시간을 사랑해봐도 잡아 불안해도 I know we still stuck and wait to see 믿음에 익숙해져 모든 걸 포기할 뻔해도 이상해 눈이 멀어 눈앞이 흐려진다 해도 Oh baby you should hold me tight 때때로 무너져 바닥을 깃게 된다 해도 사랑만 있으면 안 돼 부족한 마음이어도 돼 Oh I can live a feeling 확신을 찬 눈빛의 시간이 나 멈춘 채로 우리를 마주할 것만 같아 밤하늘의 끝에서 날 부여잡은 꿈에서 여린 마음에 꼭 눌러놔봐도 우리들 앞에 건네준 시간을 사랑해봐도 잡아 불안해도 I know we're still stuck and late
우린 조금 늦게 만났지만 그 시간마저 우리였다.
우리 끝자락에서 놓지 못한 꿈에서 두 손 부여잡아기도 했었던 우리들 앞에 다가온 시간을 사랑한다면 잡아 어떻게든 I know we can make it wait to see
All right, very cool. This was Latency's song of the same name, Latency. Very nice, very nice. Let's see, we got a couple comments here. Gunky says the song's really good. I think we got the answer for G Dragon, which was nice. They also said kind of unfortunate they aren't ready to perform live yet. The showcase was a mess. And Gunky also said how unfortunate it was. That's rough. That's rough to see. Hopefully, hopefully they'll be on better footing in the foreseeable future. And G Dragon also says the lead guitarist was QWER's Yena's sensei, Finger Stylish. Yes, I do remember that. We have checked out the previous Latency song, which I also liked. This one's a little bit more subdued, I would argue, than the first one. And that's not to say it's a bad thing. I always think that to me it's cool to see different I think it's cool to see different stylizations that groups can kind of put themselves into. I still feel like this obviously has a lot of characteristics of what I like about Latency, which is great. I think they continue just like the phenomenal vocals. I think that's probably, I have to argue, I think probably one of their strong suits in this group is how well like all of their vocals mesh together, but then as well as that, how all of them individually work together with some really phenomenal vocals. That's what stood out to me last time, and I think that's what remains consistent about their group is just how good the vocals are. So I love that. I thought the piano work was a little bit more apparent in this song, which I like as well too. I think that there's like some really great lead guitar parts as well from Finger Stylish, which I like. There's like some cool like octaves with like a little bit of distortion on it. I thought that was great. the bridge slash like solo section was really cool as well too. I think as maybe, I don't know if it's necessarily like a hot take, but I will say I think the only thing that I would have changed if it were me, I don't necessarily know if I like the tone that Finger Starlish was using in the lead section. I kind of feel like it does take away from it. It's very gritty, it's very like very aggressive, and I don't find that maybe that I find that that doesn't it makes it stand out, but not in a way that I feel like would works for me. I kind of would have loved to just hear like a really like pushed like drive sort of lead tone. I think that would have sounded a little bit better, in my opinion. But I don't. I will say I think that was probably the only part of the song where I was like, I don't think that I would have gone that route, but I didn't write the song, so I have no horse in the race here. But yeah, I thought this one was very solid. I still feel like the first song I definitely enjoyed a little bit more so, but I think there is definitely different aspects of the group that I don't think that I've heard so far that I heard in this song, and I really like that aspect of it. I'm always curious to check out what Latency is going to be doing, so I'll be keeping my ear to the ground on new releases from them. But I thought, like I said, both songs have been great. Obviously, there's certain things that I like about each one of the songs, but I thought, to me, this was definitely an interesting choice. And I'm curious how people receive this one, certainly, because it's a little bit different, I would argue. So, let's see, Gunky, I got your request. Thanks for putting it in there. G Dragon says their songs still kind of sound like how K-pop B-sides rather than J-pop / J-rock songs. That's fair. I can definitely see that aspect of it. Sinistra's signature bias lines are here. G1 and Semi, and I did put at heart. That is two more away. So after this one, so I have it on the list, Sintra. So, yeah, I definitely get G Dragon's opinion on that one. I could definitely see that, certainly. So, very cool, very cool. Well, wish them the best of luck. I'm always gonna be showing them some love. So, hopefully we'll see what's coming next. But the next one we've got is, I believe this is the newest Yena song, if I've got it correct. I'm pretty sure because I did see it in Discord too. So let's rock with the new Yena song. I'm curious. So check it out.
Catch my heart, catch my heart, baby. Catch my heart, catch my heart, baby.
Okay. It's kind of giving me like second gen throwbacks. That vocal stutter is so interesting. Interesting choice. Okay. All right, all right. Interesting. All right, this was Yena's newest song. I don't know the name of it because don't I don't speak the Korean. Oh, Catch Catch is the song. Um I just read the caption for it, so cool. I can read. Uh Connie says the real K-pop is back. Hey, let's go. I did check out Chroatical G Dragon on a couple streams ago at this point. A couple catch up streams, excuse me. Let's see. Sinister says if Crayon Pop and Orange Caramel had a baby, I can see that. I can see that as had listened to both recently. I get it. Hari says, oh, this is the one that the kid played in the car for me the other day. I said it gives video game vibes in some sounds. I agree, like the phone, like I could see what you're picking up, Harmony. I'm on the same boat, certainly. Gunky says, Brandon, this will shock you, but oh my god. This is everybody make sure to screen cap this. That's crazy. Gunky says, I really like this. You know how I feel about repetitious songs normally. I'm shooketh. Noah says, oh man, this is gonna go hard driving to my blue collar job at 4. That killed me. I was fucking dying. That was great. Uni says, I still prefer rock Yena, but this is really fun too. Um I think this is interesting. I to me it's like I respect what she does. I respect what she does. Like I think that each song has been vastly different. Like the Hatsune Miku song that we listened to the last time from Yena, like still floored that collab happened, but like I feel like that was kind of a little bit of the writing on the wall a little bit to this release. So I felt like I was like either A, she's gonna do this, right? Or she's gonna do like or she's gonna completely shift up the sound, and I'm glad that she chose to do this. Um I did Harmony. That is a couple down, but I have it. Um I think to me this one is very interesting. I love kind of I love the lightness of the song. I definitely feel like the first thing I thought was like this definitely gives like a lot of the second gen groups that we've covered. I know there's a ton more that we probably still need to cover, but I digress. It does have that sort of like cheeky second gen feel to it, which I like. But I also appreciate that I also was kind of getting like I was kind of giving like some of the like interesting sort of electronic songs growing up in like my younger age. Like I was getting like even like little bit of like LMFAO vibes, like weirdly enough, and or like Gangnam Style, like in certain aspects of the song. I wouldn't say entirely, again, on those vibes, but definitely to me, like those were the kind of like the groups and like artistry that I immediately picked up on. I do like kind of the fun aspect of it. I feel like as not like listening to K-pop for as long of a time as some of y'all have, I feel like to me it's like this one is like, oh, this is an interesting song. Like I would play it. It just seems like it gives me a bunch of energy, but I don't know if I have like the same sort of like I don't know. I feel like I don't have the same sort of like appreciation for the that sound as much as I feel like some people will have for this song, or maybe just kind of like a oh, I wish that groups were doing this sort of stuff. But yeah, I think this was a cool. I don't know if this is an experiment for her, certainly, but I am very curious to see how far she is willing to kind of push the gambit. I love the MV. I thought it was very funny. I think like she is obviously able to show off a lot of her humor in this, which was great. And I think the thing that I think most people probably thought about the song is that is really catchy. Like I think the song, while being repetitious, I do feel like it is extreme. It's got an extremely good hook, and I think they definitely dialed that in to perfection, in my opinion. That I was like, damn, I appreciate that. But yeah, this was good. I liked it. I will say, at least for my perspective, I don't know. I'm just kind of middle of the road. I don't hate it. I don't love it. Like I'm just kind of like this is a good vibe song. If I need to if I need something to just like get me in a different vibe, like a happier, like more light and fun vibe, I'll probably put this on because it will definitely definitely put me in that mode. So, very nice, very nice. Everyone else was saying very second gen, so makes sense too. So. All right, cool stuff. Well, cool stuff. We'll keep it moving then. This is this is not. I mean, to be honest, I feel like that this would for sure be on my girlfriend's workout playlist. 100%. I would not be surprised. But on mine, I don't know. I feel like I listen to different stuff when I'm at the gym. But all right, cool. We are gonna check out WJSN. I think it is, if I've got it, it's Bloom Hour. It's got to be because that came out a couple weeks ago, so that's got to be it. So, all right, yeah, this has to be it. So, all right, let's rock. It's Bloom Hour. Check it out.
언제나 한 발자국 뒤에 혼자라 느껴지지 않게 따스한 온기 하나름 불어와 You're always on my mind Dreaming day and night 이젠 내가 갈게 어디라도 네가 머물 곳에 떨리는 눈을 맞춰줄래 한 걸음 앞서 너를 알아볼게
Cool pre-chorus. Great chorus.
그려왔던 너의 바람이 말하지 않아도 전해질 거야 느낄 수 있어 우리의 안내 Cosmos and Cosmos shining memories 소중하게 품에 안고서 시들지 않도록 간직할 거야 너와 나의 모든 시간 속에서 Nothing can touch our forever true love 떨리는 손을 잡아줄래 한 걸음 앞서 너를 사랑할게 There's the endless blooming side 빛을 머금은 나니까 Bloom out 두려운 건 없어 still now Everything remember 넌 멋있게 살아남을 나의 모든 시작이 너야 Bloom out 피어나고 있어 still now Everything together 너만이 벅차오르게 영원히 lean into the light I'll never let you down, yeah 내 고운 시선을 따라 발맞춘 모든 길이 나의 주인걸 네 나를 밝혀줘 In the bloom 내게 고마워 That's all I need 오직 너라면 난 두려운 건 없어 Still now 이어지고 있어 You and I 찬란하게 널 비춰줄게
Woo. All right, cool. All right, this is WJSN's Bloom Hour. Very nice, very nice. Are they officially back, or was this just a? I'm curious if chat knows, but somebody says this is giving the vibe of last song before You Never See Me Again. Oh no, I hope not. I hope not. I hope not. That would be really sad. Let's see a couple comments. Biscuit says WJSN, love that. Let's see. Gongi says Brandon needs some bandmate magic spell time for us. I either listen to really like upbeat, like aggressive, like K-pop music, or I will listen to like metal. Those are typically the ones that I usually gravitate towards when I'm at the gym. No says wants to punch. I want to punch stuff when I'm working. What do you think I do? Like Muay Thai or like kickboxing or something? That's great. No says just a quick hello from the base. Oof. G Dragon says, dang, Diane's line is almost non-existent. Oof, 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 oof. I like this. This was great. I feel like we didn't cover that WJSN that long ago, but then also at the same point, I'm like, we did cover WJSN a long time ago. It's in that weird like gray area of my mind, but I like this a lot. This is very sweet. I kind of do agree with the comment I just read about like it does feel like a final song, weirdly enough, and I hope that's not. I genuinely hope that not, because I do really like WJSN. They're great. But I love kind of the just the ethereal sort of instrumentation of the song. I think it suits their vocals really well. I like the kind of like somberness of the verses. I think it really kind of drives that chorus more so, and that pre-chorus, the pre-chorus builds in both pre-choruses were great. I feel like the first one definitely had a little bit more like resonance to it, so I think it had a little bit more staying power. I really liked that a ton. I thought the vocals on this were very sweet. They're also using like a lot of like, I would argue, a lot of like softer vocal palette in this one, so I definitely feel like that to me was really nice. And it kind of again plays with the sort of ethereal nature of the song, so I appreciate that. I think it's great. I would say another favorite part of my song, a part of the song, excuse me, was the bridge. I like that they kind of gave a little bit of breath in there. Like obviously there were some really good vocal parts in that section, but I like that they didn't like kind of like ultimately say, oh, we're gonna overcrowd the chorus, and then try to crowd the bridge. I think they did a great job of really kind of allowing sort of the lyricism to take more of the precedence in that. So I like that. I think that was a really smart choice. But yeah, I thought this was good. The tones were really gorgeous and really, really well fleshed out. But I hope that we can get to see more from them. I'm curious to see what else they have cooking up. Hopefully this is again the last release for them, but I did enjoy the vibes with this one. This one was really solid. So G Dragon says, but really good song though. Rich chorus in the songs is always a good thing. Sindra says, hopefully not the last time. I think that it's the final song, excuse me. Uni says that 3 years and a half since last sequence. Oof. That is crazy. Oof. That is a oof. 3.5. Oof, man. That's like a decade for like K-pop groups. That's like, oh man. Well, for the love of God, please go support WJSN. But very cool. We're gonna check out At Heart. We'll check out both. I'm curious because I don't think I've heard as much from At Heart, so we'll check out both songs, but since they're short. Gunky says it's sad because they have such great songs. And no, this is Queendom Curse. Oof. Don't bring that on them. But very cool. I will put Butterfly Door up here on my links, but let's check out, I believe Shut Up is the first one. So let's give it a listen.
You took it too much, I wanna shut you up. 이미 저기 왔지. I know you want it like this.
You talking too much, I wanna shut you down. 살짝 눈 감았지. 솔직히 기다렸지.
You talking too much, I wanna shut you. 슬쩍 스친 eyes 너는 괜히 딴 척만. 오히려 더 쳐다봐 난 I like it like that. Oh I like it like that. 걸으면 빨리 네 눈만 빤히. You look dizzy, baby maybe 심장이 crazy. 늘 대답 없이 꼭 껴안고 싶어. You're talking too much, I wanna shut you up. 이미 저기 왔지. I know you want it like this. You're talking too much, I wanna shut you down. 살짝 눈 감았지. 솔직히 기다렸지. Don't deny it, boy. Hush, hush. 네 컨셉 지켜. 좀 수줍은 척. So shut up, shut up, shut up, shut you up. 투명한 네 맘이 나한텐 다 보이지.
Shut up
아야야, 매달가도 살살살 당기네 또. 결국 넌 여전히 나 품속. 빨라진 heartbeat 들려. Boom, boom, boom. But a bit savage. 삼치질 courage. Me and you up for the challenge. 어떤 가도 전혀 타격감 없어.
괜찮아 전부 귀엽잖아 괜한 딴소리 마
You're talking too much, I wanna shut you up. 이미 저기 왔지. I know you want it like this. You're talking too much, I wanna shut you down. 살짝 눈 감았지. 솔직히 기다렸지. Don't deny it, boy. Hush, hush. 날 돌리는 거 이미 들켰어. So shut up, shut up, shut up, shut you up.
투명한 내 맘이 나한텐 다 보이지
Shut up. So shut up, shut up, shut up.
All right, cool. This was At Heart Shut Up, and we'll check out Butterfly Doors in just a second. I'll be honest, at first I was like, I don't know where the fuck this song is gonna go. To be quite frank, I was like, man, I feel like it's missing something. And I was like listening to the verses, I was like, I don't know if this is gonna be my vibe at all. I will say I do think that they turned it around certainly towards like the middle of the song. So I have to give them credit. I think they definitely pulled it off towards the end. This song is extremely holy shit. Is like just about 2 minutes, which is kind of wild to me. I thought this was solid. Like I said, it's got a fun vibe. I can't tell if whether or not I like how prominent the bass is in the song. Like there is 808s in this song, but then there's also like an actual electric bass in it, which I think is an interesting choice because the 808s have such a like commanding sense over this song, and then you kind of fill the gaps in with like this really interesting like slap bass almost in some ways. I thought that was a very interesting choice. I think the melody of the song is really good, especially like that chorus. I was curious on how they were gonna try to like rope in "Shut Up," but I actually think that like the cadence and the phrasing of it I thought was very interesting. So I think it does again have that sort of catchiness to it. So I like that. But yeah, overall, I felt like this one. I felt like it could have. I feel like for me personally, it's just I don't think this is personally my vibe, but it was not a bad song. I definitely think it was a little bit of a rocky start for me, but I do think that towards the end of the song, I definitely think they made it work to me. If you like this song, again, salutes to you, but I felt like this one, I don't know, just wasn't hitting for me. Certainly, it was definitely a fun vibe though, for sure. So I'm curious how this compares to I would assume the next one is the title track. So I definitely get it. So let's see. G Dragon says this sounds fun. I don't believe that we checked out Plot Twist Sinistra. Their debut EP was Chef's Kiss. Okay, very interesting. G Dragon says, kind of reminds me of Kiki's Delulu on how unordinary it is. I can bridge those connections. That makes sense. I see it. I see the vision. I don't remember how I felt about that one. I did like the most current one. 404 was cool. So Sindra says, "Shut Up, Envy," and ending is connected to Butterfly Doors. Beginning Envy. Okay, perfect. All right, let's check it out then.
Butterfly doors open up for me. 다른 세상 속 내가 된 듯이 이상하고 뭔가 낯선 이 느낌. 날 끌어당긴 넌 날 보며 웃었지. 발견해버린 호기심 속 너의 눈빛 마치 내 이상해 불시착한 외계인. 맘이 막 자꾸만 벌레
That was cool.
뛰어댔지. 순간 온 세상이 흔들리는 듯 했지. What's wrong? 고정해 난 심장이 아파 all day. 이러지 마 장난은 그만 okay. 두 눈앞에 매를 맴돌아 no way. 비밀스레 너는 더 웃네 always. 혈안 깜빡오던 설레임 소란하게
Cool pre-chorus.
흔들리는
Wow.
중심. 장난스레 넌 나를 흔들지. Put me in a falling for you 어느새 in your
Yeah,
heart.
this is much better.
중심이 널 향하고 내 맘이 두기울지. I'm falling for you.
Yeah, this is cool. I like this.
뒤집는 중 아껴둔 넌 맘이 자꾸 내게로 쫓기우지. Hey you. 나를 따라 피어나는 모델의 motion. 놀릴 때도 시선을 올리는 motion.
Back to the verse.
그만의
Nice.
tension, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. 또다시 파고든 설레임 요란하게 흔들린 내 중심. 장난스레 넌 나를 흔들지. Put me in a falling for you 어느새 in your heart. 중심이 널 향하고 내 맘이 두기울지. I'm falling for you. 세상을 뒤집는 중 아껴둔 넌 맘이 자꾸 내게로 쫓기울지.
Like that chromatic descending run. Cool.
맘의 거리 넘어 내게 기울어갔지. 맘의 거리 넘어 맘의 거리 넘어 맘의 거리 넘어 내게 기울어갔지. Butterfly doors open up for me. 어느 꿈결 속 내가 된 듯이 신기하고 설레이는 이 느낌. 날 끌어당긴 너를 보며 웃었지. Got you.
Nice. All right. Cool. This was At Heart's Butterfly Doors. Very nice. This was good. I like this one a lot more. Um, I'm sure that was a little bit more evident. This was great. I like the kind of this almost gives like a I'm trying to think of how to word this. It kind of gives like a little bit of like city pop meets like indie rock, like indie pop sort of feel to it. Like I've been listening to shout outs to Andy for putting me on to the James Allen record, the 2019, his most current one from last year. I've been literally spinning that like weekly. I love that album. I'm mad I did not put that on my favorites of last year because it's that damn good. But kind of giving that vibe, which I'm here for. It's kind of got that little bit of like slightly jazzy feel to it. So I like that. I kind of appreciate the mixture of like etherealness and like also the way that they kind of incorporate beats in the song. I think it was very interesting to hear like a little bit more of that dynamic texture in it. So I appreciate that a lot. The transition from the verse to the chorus was awesome. I think that was so well done in the first verse, pre-chorus, chorus, but I do feel like the second verse was rushed. I can only attribute that to because the song is probably under that 3-minute mark. So I feel like the second verse does feel a little bit like crutched in some ways, which is not a bad thing, but I kind of wish it was like a little bit longer. But I do appreciate the more extended pre-chorus, I think, of the second verse. I think you got a little bit longer of a pre-chorus. So I love that. That transition from pre-chorus to chorus is phenomenal. So that was what kind of stuck me to the song so much. So I love that. The vocals on this were also really good, very ethereal, very like light sounding. So I like that. And the way that they kind of like meshed in some like beautiful melodies was great. There was this really cool like chromatic descending run in the post chorus on both sections. I love that. I thought that was really cool. I've noticed that there's been a little bit more like chromatic runs in K-pop as of recently, so that's cool. But yeah, I thought overall this was definitely, in my opinion, I felt like I enjoyed this one a lot more than the previous one. So that's no offense to At Heart fans. Hopefully y'all don't come for my throat, but I thought this was good. I like this one a lot more in comparison. So Sinjo says they usually go for the style of dreamy and mysterious. Okay, I could see that. Uni says that we definitely need to check out Plot Twist. Okay, cool. We'll have to add it to the vibe check. So, and Andy says his music's so good. Listen, you're preaching to choir. I've been hitting James's line every week now at this point. So, big salutes. Sidra says Plot Twist besides are the top notch, especially Pushback and ... And their two main vocalists, Bom and Sehyun, ate this comeback. Hey, let's go. Very cool. Thank you, Sindra, for sending that one over. All right, cool. I'm pretty sure Jazz recommended this one, so shout outs to Jazz for the goated pick. Y'all know I love ONEW, one of my favorites from last year. So I was excited. I did see this. I tried with every fiber of my being to not listen to this because I wanted to check it out stream so bad, and now I'm going to get to listen to it. So this one is Tough Love. Can ONEW do a back-to-back this year? I'm curious. He'll make it my top this year, but let's check it out. I'm excited.
상처받겠지만 좀 더 참아줘 너를 위해 날 서 있는 이 세상 이겨내야 해 한결 넘어선 순간 날 수 있게 Don't you know it hurts like hell to see you be a shadow of yourself
Okay.
I know you got something so special. Won't stop till you reach your potential. Chase it, 네 안에 떨림. Make it, break it, 유리벽 따윈. I know you got something so special. Won't stop till you reach your potential.
That's a good line. I like that.
Truth hurts 너의 갇힌 어느 보석보다 더 환히 빛나 끌어내줄게 But you need honesty That's my policy I need you to be realized Don't you know it hurts like hell To see you be a shadow of yourself Jumping, 세상 끝까지 diving, 두려움없이 I know you got something so special Won't stop till you reach your potential Chase it, 네 안에 떨림 Make it, break it, 유리벽 따윈 I know you got something so special Won't stop till you reach your potential
He's giving me at the end of my work week.
세상이 기다려.
Oh, wow. Oh, I thought it started over again. That was like the beginning of the MV. Interesting. Okay. I'm gonna have to check out his EP now. This was ONEW's Tough Love. If you're hanging out, certainly my man's tough in it for sure. Let's see. Andy says ONEW. Let's go. Connie says love him so much. I agree. I love him too. This was cool. I like this. First of all, I love the kind of like motivational aspect of this song. I think the lyricism was really beautiful in this. I think he's always I've always really endeared a lot of his writing style, but I felt like this one I feel like I don't know. I feel like there's something really personal about this release. I'll have to check out some probably interview content if he's done any around this release, but it feels very personal, right? Like I feel like it seems like he's been on a journey. So and that shows at least from my perspective in the writing style a little bit, but I really like this one a lot. Should be not a shock to anybody at this point. But I felt like this one was very cool. I like the different I like the different tonalities on this one. I think he was able to show off a lot of his range, which I feel like he's done in not only I think in his solo material, but also in Shiny's material. But I felt like this one was really, really cool. I liked a lot of the vocal effects that they used. Like I love that he had like this big like ooh section where like they kind of put like a little bit more of a reverb or like a hall effect on his voice to kind of make it seem like a little bit more larger than life. So I appreciate that. The synth choice in this was really incredible too. It kind of had I don't know, it just kind of had like this really, again, like this motivational-esque feel to it. So I like that. And just kind of, it felt like there was a lot of forward momentum to this track. So I appreciate that. Overall, I felt like, at least like I said, I feel like last year Connection was my favorite release from him. And that's not to say the previous one didn't. I think it was Percent was his last album that he did. I did like that. I did go through, shout outs to Diz. Diz asked me to go listen to it, so I did go listen to it. And I liked it. I still feel like Connection was definitely that album for me. That just was I was like, this one connects with me. This one I feel like is different, but I also feel like this one will absolutely grow on me a little bit more. I'm excited to check out the B-sides from this release because I feel like a lot of my favorite songs from him have actually been a lot more of the B-side work versus like the title tracks, which I feel like kind of dilutes my opinion on my favorite because I think that was one of his title tracks, ironically enough. But I felt like with this one, just appreciate the vibes. I'm very curious again to check out the entirety of the release, but I just love how, I don't know, I like how unabashed he is in writing about tough situations, right? I think that's really cool, and I think it shows a lot in his hard work in these types of songs. So great stuff. Like I said, I'll have to check out ONEW's newest release now. So appreciate Jazz for recommending it. So we're gonna keep it moving. We're jumping back into the Japanese. We were checking out Otto's new song, which I'm excited. I didn't check this out yet. I feel like we almost inherently always check out a lot of Otto stuff on stream, which is great. So I feel like this would be no different, but I'm excited. I didn't listen to this, but I did see some circulation that she's showing herself more in her media, so it's cool. So this is Vivarium, hopefully. So let's check it out. This is already intense.
あれからどれくらい経ったことだろうくぐもったもの以外も変わらずで鏡が映すは隔たる理想
This is definitely all-time signature. Her register is incredible. Wow. Great harmonies there. Crazy. Whew. Jesus. She put her all into this one. Wow. Wow. I love that. I love that. All right. This was Otto's Vivarium. Very nice, very nice. Holy shit. I'm glad I'm so glad I didn't listen to this one in my free time because wow, damn. Gongi says this is one of her best songs. I would agree. Andy says, "Ooh, this is so good." Gungi also says her vocals are always so good. I would agree. G Dragon says, still amazed to this day how there is not a single leak of her real face. I would also agree. In the time of the internet, that's kind of nuts. I think that should be celebrated. Honestly, that'd be crazy. I always think of it. This is a sidebar for me, but I always thought if I didn't have my face doing this, would I have still be able to do the content? Like it had always floated in the back of my head, but I didn't opt to do it. So, but people who do that, much respect, because that's crazy. You can go out and live your life. Gunky says she wrote the lyrics for the song. It's a very personal song for her. I could definitely agree with that. And Biscuit said amazing. Andy said vocals. Hands up. I feel that. Man, I feel like I had to take a moment to collect myself on this one because I will say this is probably one of the best auto songs that I've heard. Not only I think in recent memory, I would definitely say it definitely has to be in my top songs that she's written of all time, in my opinion. Um, but I think her vocals, like obviously chat was just popping off with how good her vocals are, but like genuinely, I don't think that thus far I have not seen her push her voice like this to this extent, as much as I feel like in this one. And damn, I thought honestly she showed all of her cards with with some of her previous songs, but man, I feel like with this one she was just kind of pushing her vocals even further along, and I loved hearing that. But I felt like for this one, to me, like I really love I really just love how dynamic and how emotive this song was. And like even I think without even realizing that this is like a very personal song lyrically for her, I think you can just tell like she always drives her vocals in such a gorgeous way, but I felt like with this one, this was the first one where I was like, holy shit, like she's really pressing her voice in a such a beautiful way. Like I think there's a lot of like I said, I think there's a lot of emotion to this song. There's a lot of doing things differently from the norm of what she's done. So I love that. It kind of, especially in some of the moments like where she's really pressing her vocals, it kind of reminded me a little bit of like some of the moments that she pressed her voice in one of my other favorites, which was Elf, that she did last year. I just love like kind of like the rasp, like the cut, like her voice has such a cutting aspect to it that I think like just dynamically is so fun to listen to. And I think that she is the type of artist that I feel like I could go back and listen to her, like listen to a song a few different times. I think there's different things that I could point out about how she kind of carries her vocal range. And I felt very similarly with Vivarium. This was really great. I liked the instrumentation of this song as well. Very like also aggressive and like more punchier than I feel like some of the other songs that I've heard from her more currently. That like beginning section with like that chaotic guitar work and drumming and stuff, it sounded like it was in a different time signature, and then they kind of like mellow it out in like the verses and stuff, and then they kind of shift back and forth to it. Like I love how that's kind of like the centerpiece to the song, and then like she kind of builds around that. I think that that's incredible. I didn't feel very dissimilarly to that listening to that song, so I love that. But I also really love just kind of again the vocals were probably the thing that I stood out to me the most. Is just like I could listen to this song again and just be still absolutely floored and probably make the same facial reactions that I made. That just she is such a unique vocalist that I'm always really impressed at what she does. But yeah, I felt like this one, hands down, probably again in my top 10 favorite auto songs. It just was so good. I will definitely be giving this one a listen again because I'm excited. So we'll have to check out more. So Biscuit says amazing. G Dragon says then there's Hebby who already got her face leaked. Oof, damn. Gunky says she pushed her voice in different ways in this song. I would 100% agree with that. There was like a lot of rawness in the song that I just love. So very cool. All right, we're keeping it moving. We've got Lim Sejun, and the song is called "Pray for God." I don't know if we've checked out any of their music yet, but I'm excited. Connie, if you've got some more background on this, let me know. But he is from Viction. Okay, cool, awesome. All right, let's check it out. I'm curious.
I feel it freezing something cold inside more, and I know I'm alive. Stop me, not easy and I'm too deep in the rush. Yeah, he's gone. Is there a God? I'm dying, but my hands keep doing better light. And I beg you send me, turn up the light. Dance with me. We got the rush, dirty your heart, quit in the dark. Think you paid for God. We got the touch to dirty your heart, quit in the dark. Think you paid for God. We got the rush, dirty your heart, quit in the dark. Think you paid for God. We got the touch to
This chorus reminds me of something. God.
quit in the dark. Think you paid for God. I feel it's
giving like a weekend song.
And I know I'm on life. I keep dancing on the grain. I can't feel I'm losing my mind. Take my soul out. I pray just let it go. Is there a God? I'm dying, but my hands keep doing better light. And I beg you send me, turn up the light. Dance with me. We got the rush, dirty your heart, quit in the dark. Think you paid for God. We got the touch to dirty your heart, quit in the dark. Think you paid for God. We got the rush, dirty your heart, quit in the dark. Think you paid for God. We got the touch to dirty your heart, quit in the dark. Think you paid for God. Think you paid for God. Thank you, pray 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 for God.
All right, very cool. This was Lim Sejun and their song "Pray for God." Very nice. Connie says this is he's now a soloist because Vic. Oh damn, I'm sorry to hear that, Connie. Harney says, "Oh, this is such a good song." Connie says, "He was my bias wrecker in fiction." Oh, love it. Andy says, "Love the MJ reference and in the choreo and fashion." I was gonna say, gave me like definitely like again choreography, dance moves. Definitely like paid a huge homage to like Michael Jackson. Bass work was cool. I definitely like the bass work. God, there's a fucking song that I can't remember. I want to say it's "I Can't Feel My Face." Yeah, it's gotta be because it definitely reminds me of like which again I feel like the weekend was also influenced by Michael Jackson. So I'm not really surprised. We're all going back to the source here. But it definitely reminds me of like I like cadence wise and like rhythm wise on the bass. Like I can hear like "I can feel my face when I'm with you, but I love it." You know, like I can hear weirdly and I can hear it all. I can hear it all click. Which isn't a bad thing. Like I said, unfortunately some melodies are, if not a majority of melody is not original, unfortunately, but I felt like this one was very good. Like his voice is incredible. I think that's kind of what kept me going about it was like his different range. Like I love kind of like the lower end tone that he has vocally, but then as well as that, like he can really get up register wise, which is also incredible. So I loved hearing kind of like the different variations of his tone and like the movement of his voice. I think that was truly what like took that away from me. Like I said, I always hold people to the standard of like, oh my god, I've heard this before. Like I think to me, like the things that truly make it unique is like the different artists that write the lyricism and do the melodies, right? So I think that's what I initially came for, and that's what I'm still here for. So I loved his voice. I think he's got such a great tonality, very smooth, um, very powerful. So I'm curious to see, now that this is like kind of like his first solo work. I'm curious to see what he's going to be doing next, and obviously how that might compare to, I don't know if this is just like a single release, or yeah, it looks like digital single release. I'm curious to see what he's got cooking in a tank, because I think he's an incredible vocalist, obviously a very accomplished dancer as well. So I'm curious to see like how he's going to kind of grow as an artist on the solo side of things, and obviously how much he can kind of push his artistry. So I really like this is a great starting point. And again, excited to see what he's got cooking up in the future. So thank you, Connie. Andy says that they saw it. Okay, very cool. I was like damn, I was like genuinely trying to think of like I was genuinely trying to think of it. So I'm glad it clicked finally on what song it was like similar to. But all right, cool. We're gonna move it on to Harmony. They had recommended Void, Tug of War, which I did see a little bit of discourse on this in Discord about the song. So I'm curious. This seems to have some hype around it in our chat, in our community. So I'm curious. So let's check it out. Excited.
You only love me when I'm broken 한없이 얼어붙어 frozen 언젠간 너라는 비치고 돌 거라 알아 이 겨울의 끝 yeah 하나둘 사라져버린 한편의 영화 같았던 그날의 우리 You're in my every minute I feel you every minute Do you feel mine 끝도 없는 추억들이 찬란히 보여 And it's hard to let go It's like I don't know what you're saying 거울 속에 fade away Yeah You drive me crazy till I die This beautiful nightmare is how I know you're mine You only love me when I'm broken 한없이 얼어붙어 frozen
Great chorus.
언젠가 너라는 비치고 돌 거라 알아 이 겨울의 끝 You only love me when I'm on the floor 머물던 시간 속에 서도와 다가와 이젠 두렵지 않아 긴 겨울의 끝에서 우리 조용히 빛을 피웠나 내 희미했던 숨결이
Okay.
조금씩 들려 다시
Love that they're
내보내니까
building to those choruses. Nice. Gorgeous.
Crazy till I thought this beautiful nightmare is how I know you're mine. You only love me when I'm broken. 한없이 얼어붙어 frozen. 언젠가 너라는 비치고 돌 거라 알아 이 겨울의 끝. You only love me when I'm on the floor. 머물던 시간 속에 서도와 다가와 이젠 두렵지 않아 긴 겨울의 끝에서 우리 조용히 빛을 피웠나 Oh you and me are just borrowing We've lost control You will never make it better Now's the time for me to cut it off I can't forget us though But now it's time to let you go Cause we won't ever make it out alive now You only love me when I'm broken You and me are just borrowing Lost control You only love me when I'm broken 머물던 시간 속에 서도와 다가와 이젠 두렵지 않아 긴 시간의 끝에서 우린 조용히 너를 지워가
Ooh. All right. Very cool. This was Void's Tug of War. Very nice. I gotta go back to the. I feel like there's a shot of all of them. That's probably pretty good. Okay, cool. Let's see what we got. Harmony says, yeah, Sarah and I both love this one. One of the members was in 2Z. Sarah knows more about it than me. That's fair. G Dragon says, ooh, a band. Yes, a band. I also thought the same thing as well. I like this. This was very good. I think to me, what sold me on this song is just how well written it is. I like that they kind of kept like a little bit more of that somber tone in the verses. Then you get like this nice build in the pre-chorus, and then that chorus I think just smacks. Like, I love the dynamics of it. More specifically, I feel like whoever this member is, if I had to guess, I think this is the member from 2Z. If I've got it correct, Sarah, let me know. Keep me honest, or Harmony too. But I felt like this one, like his voice definitely started the song off, and like the rest of the members, their guitarist and keyboardist, I definitely feel like they held it down vocally. They're all very talented, great vocalists. So, it was a real treat to hear them all kind of collectively working together. But I do feel like the starting point of the chorus was just really magical. I loved it. I think his voice is incredible. I also just kind of like the instrumentation of the song, like really, really well written. The guitars sound like a little bit punchy, but not like overly punchy. Like it fits the mood of the song. The piano was really gorgeous. I love like the kind of energy behind the drumming. Like it feels full, has like a lot of like cool range. I like a lot of the usage of toms in the song. I thought that was incredible. Their bass player has the bass tone. First of all, chef's kiss, great tone. But as well as that, just really meshes up well with the guitar work, piano work, and then the drumming, just kind of round out that like beautiful like warmness of the bass. So I loved hearing that. But yeah, I thought this was a phenomenal first song. I would imagine this is probably maybe a new song. I don't know if they have many out. It looks like this Rock came out a couple weeks ago. And this one came out a week ago. So it looks like they've been hammering out a bunch of new songs, which is great. But I like this. This is great. I'll have to check out the album. It looks like from what Harmony posted in chat. But yeah, I enjoy it. Vocals on this, I think, were kind of like the standout for me. Great vocals from this group. So I think this is a great starting point. I'm excited to see what they have in the future, just because I think they started off with a great debut song. So I am curious to see how they build off that momentum as time goes on. So let's see. Harvey says the whole album is a great listen, and it's their debut. Very nice. Okay, perfect. Cool stuff. Great recommendation. Glad if Sarah isn't checking this out now, hopefully Sarah will check it out later and let me know. But thanks for the recommendation, Harmony. Appreciate it. All right. I think y'all wanted to see Everglow first, so we'll do Everglow Code. I have been seeing this so much on my timeline. I have elected to not listen to it on Instagram or on social media, so I'm curious how this one they're gonna come back. I've been seeing little bits and clips, but no music, so curious to see how this one's gonna go. But let's check out Code from Everglow.
Take it from your time to blow. Yeah, that's a vibe. What's up, pie? Take something, make it bad. Oh my god. Baby got no bad. Seem to hell like savage. Stop it. Starting a logic. Took an your private. Exciting. Yeah. 잠든 사포소 던진 밤은 depression. 복잡한 당근 pose. Get one beast inside your heart. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it, this is how we done. Drop it like it's hot.
The drop it like it's hot reference.
We got that
Interesting.
cold down that rough. Almost a lot more. I make a glass in your brain. Kill the code. Get it. Blood track 10번 마치 Discord 고민은 쾌감 막히게 vibe 너 알고리즘 다 터져봐 버려질 속에 갇힌 그 맥가핀 Babe oh my god you can't control it 잠든 세포 속 터진 밤같은 액션 복잡한 딴건 puzzle 느껴 beat say you're kick 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 back up kitty 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 crush your core 몰랐던 너게 원해 너를 끌려는 rock the stick but that's it I know it's sad never ever gonna resist body's getting good they cut it we kill it
Cool bridge.
get to the paradigm 마치 virus cold red 이제 lose your control put your code we got your password kill the code kitty 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 approach your core 몰랐던 너게 원해 너를 끌려는 rock the stick but that's it I know it's sad never ever gonna resist the body getting loose yeah
Ooh, okay, Everglow. I see you. All right. This was Everglow's Code. Very nice, very nice. Thank you, Unhi, for the recommendation. This was cool. I like this. Kage says, sadly, I can't get into their music anymore. It's been a really long time since I liked a song from them. Hey, listen, that's fair. At least you're keeping it honest. I love to hear that. I like this. This was fun. I think the reason why I enjoyed this is because I don't feel, and chat can correct my temperature if I'm not right on this. I feel like there's not a lot of groups that are doing this sound anymore, because I feel like this is distinctly like, I think Everglow's a third gen group. Again, we cover Everglow. They were like one of the first groups we covered here on the show, so I'm pretty positive it's been like at least 3 to 4 years since that time. So if I am not correct on that, let me know. But I feel like K-pop is just not even in this space as much anymore. I know there's probably some groups that are in this genre, certainly, that are doing stuff like this, but to my knowledge, I can't recollect any group doing this in 2026. But I liked it. I think it's very energetic, like very, very electronic heavy, but like I feel like that's what I remember their sound to be, very much so. I think this one just definitely has more of that like aggressive like tonality to it, and I like that. Especially again, like those like razory synths, like it just cuts through this song so well. So I really love that they kept that sort of energy to the song, especially in that chorus. I think that chorus, like at first it was like so jarring, but by like the second time they got into the chorus, I was like, damn, this is cool. I like this. The vocals on this sounded great. I think another part that stood out to me a lot was the bridge. I was kind of surprised they included a bridge, if I'm being honest, because the song is like 2.5 minutes long. But I really like kind of like that, like almost Phrygian, like weird in a good way sounding like section that I wasn't really expecting from them. I like that, and then the way they transitioned into that final chorus, I thought was really cool. But yeah, this song was so, like I said, in terms of groups that we've listened to even tonight and just in general, like it just feels like something that just is different for the time, certainly. And I think that's probably why it has more of that standout appeal to me. I like the vocals. I thought the vocals were really cool. I think they did a great job of, again, making it seem very catchy in that aspect, but also being able to kind of highlight their vocal tones a little bit more. So I loved hearing that. But yeah, overall, I thought it was a really good song. Like I said, I enjoyed it much more than I feel like I remembered with their music. I know I did like a good bit of Everglow's catalog, but I felt like this one definitely felt like it felt like a little bit of a blast from the past in like a good way. So let me know your thoughts, because I feel like this one, I would imagine this one has to be flying under people's radars, you know? Yeah, see, like, literally begging for this not to flop. My queens are back. Like, everybody's like, yeah, it is kind of nuts. So that's good for them. And honestly, I don't, like I said, it's hard to put a barometer on it, because like, I don't I like I have no idea what the range is for people now in K-pop and what they're listening to. I mean, obviously I kind of have an idea, but it is interesting. It is interesting. So we'll love to know your thoughts on this song. This is probably, out of all the songs tonight, I feel like I would love to know people's thoughts on the Everglow song. So let me know. But very cool. We're gonna check out the Maiden song. I know that was also one that Unhee recommended, but we'll check it out, because I'm running low on the proverbial list here. So if there's ones you want me to check out, then keep it rocking. But let's check it out. Maiden Pung. I don't know if I've got that correct. I'm gonna say that's correct and go with that. So let's check it out.
You know why 우연은 아니잖아 몇 번이나 부딪힌 두는 이 완전 잘 알고 싶어 널 쏟아지는 내 맘 괜히 삼켜내는 밤 I'm already lost in you 눈을 감으면 I get you in my heart 또 피어나는 spark can't breathe cause of you 내 맘이 터져버릴 위험해 love 님 손에 heart attack I don't wanna fall in you again I don't wanna fall in love 심장이 두근두근 쿵쾅대 love You make me wanna dream again Boy I don't wanna be alone 기록하는 너의 낮에 새벽의 바람 곁에 자꾸 간지러 왜 이래 이 밤에 맴돌아 yesterday 다른 세상 너에게 I fell in love Everything is fine 너라는 충격에 비춰내 눈을 감으면 I get you in my heart 또
I like this pre-chorus. So cool.
breathe cause of you 내 맘이 터져버릴 위험해 love 이미 사는 heart attack I don't wanna fall in you again I don't wanna fall in love 심장이 두근두근 쿵쾅대 love You make me wanna dream again Boy I don't wanna be alone 기다리고 있을 때 자꾸 열이 나는 이유 매일 설레는 이 기분 새로운 감정을 줘 처음 느껴보는 낯섦이 좋아 난 급해지는 걸음 벅참이 좋아 난 터지는 순간인걸 It feels so good 내 마음이
Nice DJ.
꿈을 꾸는 것 같아 아무래도 위험해 이젠 참을 수가 없는데 몸이 두근두근 흥분해 You make me wanna dream again I don't wanna be alone 기다리고 있나요 때
Aw, very nice, very nice. All right, this was Maiden's Pung. Very nice, very nice. Let's see what we got here. Gunky says Maiden's song is really good. Too bad the Japanese members are still stuck in the company. Oof. All the Korean members were able to leave the company. Oof, 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 oof. Sarah says these poor girls. I hope the same thing isn't happening to them that happened at Gayon. Oof, oof. And Gunky says Mashiro, formerly Kepler, is in this group. Yeah, I remember there was some changing of guards. So, oof. I feel like this is tough. I saw there was a little bit of discourse between yeah, I saw that there was some discourse between Unhee and Gunky in the chat. I obviously could give my opinion on that at the end of this song, but review. But I liked it. I think this song is great. I loved our time checking out Maiden. I still think they're an incredible group. This is no exception of that. I think the melodies in the song are really gorgeous. I love how catchy the chorus is in this song. I think it's just got a smoothness to it. I think they've always done traditionally a very good job of doing that. But this one's got such a good like hook to it vocally. So I love that. I also love like the production's kind of got like this little bit of like sparkle and pop to it that I really appreciate. And I feel like I kind of attribute that to Maiden's stylization. So I feel like this type of song just suits them well. It's in their wheelhouse, certainly. But yeah, I thought it was a great song. I think it's just unfortunate, like I said, when you see type stuff like this with groups and the shit that goes down, I think it makes, I can't speak for chat certainly, but I think it makes me feel sad that shit like that still has to occur in an industry where there's other shit that happens in this, line of business, right? And I hope the best for the girls. Obviously, they make incredible music, and I hope that they have an avenue where they're able to have a company that does better for them, certainly. I feel like that could be garnered in any sort of way, but I do feel like I feel like it's always sad to cover groups that are in this position because you obviously want to. I feel like it's a catch-22, right? Like you want to help them get out of their company, right? But you also don't want to support the like shittiness that happens with those companies because of that, right? So it's like I think for me as someone who reviews music, it's like I obviously could be very objective and not like talk about this type side of things, but I think it's important. And obviously I'm only one person on the internet speaking about it, but I do feel like it is a sad state of affairs when people say that this shit sucks and like they basically kind of are in a rock and a hard place when it comes down to like the company and the music and all that sort of stuff. So I hope that can change. That's my positive ending to my review. I hope that it changes for them, and I hope that the amount of time, the amount of effort that they put into doing this, I hope that it is certainly not in vain, but also as well, like I hope that they are able to find a company that really supports their avenues to grow and express themselves as artists. So I think that's all we can hope for as fans and people that check out their music. And yeah, it's just sad because this is a great song. So I feel conflicted, but anywho, we're keeping it moving. The next one we've got is NOUERA and Deer. So we'll check that one out. I'm excited. I'm excited. I've liked a lot of the NOUERA stuff, so I'm curious on how this new one is vibing right now. So very nice. Okay, so it looks like Gunky and Unhee both said hope the best for the girls. So very nice. All right, let's check out Deer. This came out just about a week ago. So very nice.
Just want すぎて目を閉じればいつでも君がいるよただそれだけで強くなれるよ二人一緒ならこの先もどんなことも乗り越えられるよ変わらない愛で繋いでいくよずっと君だけの私でいるから君に届けたい言葉 Always love you 誰よりも君のことを愛してるよ
Oh. All right, very nice. This was Nizu's Dear. Thank you, Gunky, for the recommendation. Appreciate it. Gunky says, love this song. This is a cover originally done by Kana Nishino. It's a pre-release, and I love the original as well. Very nice, very nice. And then Unhee made a comment on the previous video about Maiden. They said, yeah, I was conflicted about whether to request it, but I don't know. I doubt our viewing really had much effect on it one way or the other. If people like the song, there's always a way to enjoy it without financially supporting the company. That's true. That's true. I don't think it was a miss on your part. So hopefully you don't feel too bad about it. I think, like I said, I often like to get my grievances out on the air because I feel like, not that I feel like I owe anything to this group, but I do feel like honesty is always the best policy in my opinion. And, I think to me, it's like either way, you're kind of caught in a bad spot. You know what I mean? Like, obviously it's not going to make a huge difference, but like, I think at the end of the day, like what I realized is that, you're supporting them to hopefully support them to move on. Right. So, hopefully that's the case. We'll see. I don't know, but you shouldn't feel guilty in requesting it. It still was a great song to listen to, so appreciate it. But this was gorgeous. I like this Nizu song. I thought it was. I think I have not heard the original of this song, so I can't comment on that. But I loved our deep dive of doing Nizu. Shout outs to Gunky. We did a fantastic job of covering them, and I felt like, to me, like they've always, I feel like Nizu's always had a special place in my heart. Just because I love their vocals. I think the way that their group is set up, I think, is extremely well put together. They have got strong vocalists, and I think they really kind of find a beautiful way of incorporating all of them very well. And I felt like this cover was, or I guess again, just this release of this cover was really great. Like I said, I feel like I would have to give a listen to the original to kind of give a barometer on it, but I feel like a lot of the times when I listen to these covers, like I often find that again, comparatively to the original, I'm sure has a special place in a lot of people's hearts, certainly. But I find that like there's just a level of polish to whenever you're in that like J-pop or K-pop realm, like, and I felt like this song was extremely well polished. It's got like a beautiful ballady sort of note to it. But there's also great moments where they were able to pop off vocally and kind of show off their talent and skill. And I think they did a great job of that. So, yeah, I really enjoyed this a lot. This was great. I will have to listen to the original now. But this was a vibe. I liked this. This was great. So, Uni says, Nizu always brings the greatness. I was gonna say agreed. Gucky says, I just realized I've only requested Japanese artists. That is true. You have been. I feel like Nizu's a little bit different though. They're kind of like a mix of both. But let's see. Gucky said, Uni says he was surprised to get you now. I was gonna say I'm also surprised. Until I discovered Equals Love, Nizu was the only J-pop group I really liked. And Unhee is egging you on. That is true. That is true. Do it, like, you know, the Stray Kids song. But all right, we'll go for it. We'll go for it. We'll check it out. We're here. We're here. We're here. So I don't have anything else as of currently. I would like to check out the new P1 Harmony song. That would probably be the only thing I would like to check out before we end. But very cool. Very cool. Wow. Okay. So there's, holy shit. She's got 4 songs out. God damn. She put in that work. And he says, can we check out Both Sides by NCT's JNJM and One Pack? We can. I'll throw those on. Dear Jesus, we are, the ending is coming in clutch here. We love it. So let's go. There's an MV with all 4 songs. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Well, check that one out. Holy shit. It's 16 minutes. That makes sense, though. But it's 4 songs. So, all right. Let's rock. Let's check them out. We're going. The less I think about it, the easier it goes.
더워지는 바람 맨눈을 스쳐뜨던 밤처럼 옅어지는
It's smart to put it all 4 together in one video. That's cool.
잊혀져 매일 눈을 뜰 때면 그려져 오늘도 눈을 감으면 또 사라져버릴 듯한 어제를 그려가 떨어지는 그림자 사이에 맴도는 향기가 조용히 너를 부러워 선명했던 날들도 어느새 다 지워버린 채 차갑게 잊혀져만 가 그렸던 날들만 바람에 날아가고 되어무른 듯 추억 난 고민하는 채
Great melody.
위피 피어진 구름처럼 사라지는 마음은 후회도 잊어버린 채 생일 피어나다 작은 겨울에 지난 날처럼 길고 멀었던 그리운 계절을 불러
Cool production. I like that.
봄바람이 스치듯 떠난 밤 내 안의 계절을 다 팔아버린 밤 맘에는 어떤 소리가 들려 깊어지는 실루엣 사이로 눈부신 바람이 또다시 너를 불어와 선명했던 날들도 이제는 잊어버린 채 조용히 흩어져만 가 괴로운 날들만 바람에 날아가고 되어오른 듯 추억 난 고민하는 채 짙은 새벽 끝에 터진 달빛처럼 흐려지는 기억은 슬픔도 잊어버린 채 생일 지어와 가장 짙은 여름 지난 날처럼 길고 멀었던 그리운 계절을 불러 하얗고 하얗던 내 계절아 끝이 없고 그치지 않는 비해도 밝아오니까 그 시간이 두려워도 난 괜찮아 잿빛 사이 푸른 이 비가 선명하게 모든 계절을 다시 찾아갈 테니 그렸던 날들만 바람에 날아가고 되어무른 듯 추억 난 고민하는 채 푸른 바람과 스쳐간 계절마저 잊어가는 시간은 어제도 잊어버린 채 내게만 날 갈아 슬피고 내 사라지는 날처럼 길고 멀었던 그리운 계절 머리로 피어가 꽃잎과 푸른 하늘이 되어무른 듯 후회만 남아버린 채 기쁜 마음도 슬픔도 이젠 되돌릴 수 없는 날들로 저 멀리 사라져만 가 생에 피었던 아름다운 하루가 지난 밤처럼 길고 어둡던 그리운 계절을 불러 내 세상은 내 방의 너비가 전부였는데 그 작은 물건 하나가 뭐라고 결국 다시 학교에 돌아오게 만들었을까?
I assume this is okay. This is a good stopping point. Very cool. Gunky says the first song is Seasonal Crime. The original artist is Muro. Hopefully I pronounced that correct. Please check out the original version as well. Okay, I will. And I did see, let's see. This album is this album a remake of her songs, or is it like a kind of a hodgepodge of like cover songs and remade versions of her songs? I wanted to just get some clarification. Okay, remake of other. So it's like a covers album, essentially. Very cool. That's awesome. Yeah, I feel like you don't see that too. I don't even think you see that. I haven't seen it in quite a bit. The only other time, and this is probably gonna show my emo card, but like the Punk Goes Pop albums, y'all know. Listen, that shit bangs. I'll tell you what. Those albums hit. If you know, you know. But that okay, that's cool. I like that. I like that she's doing remakes of other artists. That's actually really awesome. This was the first song was great. I do. Gunky says kind of, but since it's a remakes, it's kind of, but since it's remakes, the songs are different, not just straight up a rip of the sound. That's true. I guess, yeah. I don't know. Cover songs and remakes, I feel like, are loose. I don't want to say loosely interchangeable, but I see what I'm picking up what you're putting down. I'll just say remake for for ease of use. I like this a lot. Like I said, I'll have to listen to the original, but Yuna's voice is just incredible. I think she's like I said, very, not to give another shout out to Gunky, but I'll do it again. But I feel like when we covered Yuna, like it was so cool to see her grow. You know, again, she's a phenomenal artist, but just to kind of see the barometer in which she kind of carries her voice, it's just really cool. I felt like this one was really, really nice. The first song at least was really nice because it really showed off like a lot of the top end of her voice, like a lot of the falsetto, a lot of the head voice, like definitely showed off more of that register, where I feel like I don't want to say that her voice isn't good in that segment of range, but I do feel like, to me, like her voice just carries so well in like that mid to high range tone. And I felt like this one was a cool like change of pace. Like it was a little bit more soft, a little bit more somber, but like her voice is just so iconic. And to me, I feel like she carried this song very well. Like I love like the instrumentation, the acoustic guitar was really gorgeous. It meshed up well with like the piano. I love how the bass and the piano kind of like interchange in rhythm and melody. I thought that was really cool throughout the entirety of the song. But I think she's just she just finds a way to kind of like make songs so interesting and so much fun. And I think as a listener, it's like such a joyous ride to be able to kind of like, especially if you know the song or you're familiar with the original, it's like cool to see like her take or her spin on it. And like I said, I'm constantly impressed of how she carries herself as an artist. So very, very cool. Gunky says she did some videos leading up to this, and her big thought is about what are some of your life songs. Ooh, okay. I like that. The story of all that is happening is in the MVs is finding out who you are. And the next song is Sub Character, originally by WOODZ, which is my favorite song to come out this year. I get emotional from this song because I relate so much to how it felt in high school. Ooh, okay. Am I is this a punchline to say that I'm going to get emotional about the song? I don't know. We're gonna find out, but let's check it out.
아무리 찾아봐도 내가 사랑했던 것들은 이미 다 사라지고 없는데.
That's true.
어디선가 소리가 들려.
That's always the big
아무도
move.
없어야 할 복도 끝 인쇄실 안에서.
가슴만 뚫어지게 쳐다보다 갑자기 온 생각 내가 뭘 해도 너처럼 될 순 있을까 또다시 열등감에 빠져 마음은 점점 오염되어가 빠르게 식어가 알고 있어 나의 주인공 그저 운명의 엑스트라일 뿐 그저 네가 완벽해 보였어 아무 이유 없이 널 미워했어 미안해 but 어쩔 수 없었어 사실 지금도 애써 버티고 있어 I'm a soft character 우린 안 비슷해 부러워 넌 어찌 그리 빛나는지 모두 날 좋아해 모두의 인정받고 행복해 보여 I'm a soft character just another loser 열등감으로던 Tell me 내가 나쁜 맘일까 I wanna be you
I think of Gunky every time the song comes on. Gunky's main character energy.
언젠가부터 내 자신이 점점 싫어져만 갔어 문득 든 생각이 곧 누구 탓이지 아마도 너일 거야 하나도 난 잘못 없어 그저 내가 일어나라서 그랬어 어떤 기분이 네 주인공 혹시 너도 아프고 있니 이젠 난 아예 다 모르겠어 복잡하게 서로 얽혀져 있어 미안해 미워하기만 했어 그래도 어려워 이 마음을 지우는 건 I'm a soft character 딱한 중요해 말해줘도 네 기분 알고 있니 알아 난 추해 패배자의 넌뜻 결말이 정해져 있는 I'm a soft character just another loser 어디로 가야 할까 Tell me 내 이야기는 결국 버려지는 걸까 아무도 아무 말도 하지 않아도 자꾸만 혼자 너와 날 비교해 불가능한 한 나쁘게 생각한 뒤 안도의 한숨을 내쉬어 하나도 진짜 별로진 나 몇 번이 고치려 해도 안 되더라 I'm a soft character 우린 안 비슷해 부러워 넌 어찌 그리 빛나는지 모두 널 좋아해 모두의 인정받고 행복해 보여 I'm a soft character just another loser 열등감으로던 Tell me 내가 나쁜 맘일까 I wanna be you 내 이야기는 결국 I'm a soft character
Ooh,
저려한
great
중요해
speeches.
말해줘도 그건 아니라고 알아 더 이상 의미 없단 걸 정해져 있었어 I don't care 그래도 패배자여 너 매달릴 순 있잖아 Help me 내 손을 잡아줘 난 주인공이니까
미안, 내가 찾고 있는 게 있는데 혹시
잘 찾아왔어. 잘 찾아왔어. 잘 찾아왔어. 일단 우리 들어가서 얘기를 한번 해보자. 들어와, 빨리 와, 빨리 와.
놀라지 마. 우린 서브프린트라는 해적단이야.
해적단?
학교 잉크는 공공재, 우리 취향은 사유재산.
우린 학교 토너를 털어서 삭막한 사물함을 점령하는 거야.
너도 엄청난 걸 찾고 있던데?
Oh, can't listen to that yet. Sorry. Spoiler alert. All right. Gunky says in high school I felt like kind of an outcast and a loser. My best friend was really popular. He felt more like the main character. I was just a sub character. Obviously, I've moved past those feelings. Listen, Gunky, you're always gonna be main character energy to me, so it's okay. I'm glad you've moved past it though. I feel that. I first of all, song was great. I would say that one was my favorite so far. That just seems like traditional Yuna. Like even if I was to close my eyes and I didn't know who we were listening to, I'd just be like, this has gotta be Yuna. Like definitely 100%. She put her whole heart and soul in this one, so I love that. The vocal melodies in the song I think were like more iconic to me. I love the melody choice. Again, I'm curious to see how much she has transposed from song to song. Like I I'm curious how much she's borrowed from there. Obviously, it being kind of a remake slash cover. There are some transposing of that aspect, but I love this. I think like the energy of the song was really incredible. I think like again, um, she's speaking about something. I'd imagine the reason why she chose the song is maybe again personal to her. It's a life song, and obviously has a lot of meaning to her. And so I feel like knowing these two songs and what they're about, or how you are again supposed to feel in regards to these songs. I think it often shows a lot of character of who that person is, and I think there is a vulnerability to that, which I appreciate. I think coming from a background of very vulnerable artists in the alternative scene, like I think that's something that I don't want to say is lost on in K-pop to some degree, but I do feel like there is something that has always remained special to me about alternative music, that I think it's just that the ability to relate. And I have to say, over the years of doing K-pop and kind of converting over to that genre, like there's so many beautiful artists that speak from the heart and put a lot of their personal experience, or like, just kind of have their own personal stamp on music. And I just appreciate that so much. And I think it's just kind of the gratefulness that like even if you're listening to that genre, there's still artists that just have such a resonance to them. And I feel like Yuna is like one of those artists that like I said, when we covered her in that deep dive, like I just knew she had some like great character, and I feel like this only cements my love of what she does as an artist. So this was, like I said, probably my favorite one so far in terms of like musicality. But I also say that this one so far is probably one of the more deeper ones. You know what I mean? Definitely can relate to it. I don't think like I said, I don't think it's maybe to the stance of probably her, but as someone who is, I don't know. I think I think I can relate to it more so in the sense of like being an adoptee in America and looking the way that I do. I think that like there is a lot of things that you're trying to make yourself look like, or make yourself feel like, to kind of fit in and make yourself feel popular, but often that I feel like that often ostracizes you more. And so I think as I've gotten older and hopefully wiser, I've learned that like you're gonna be your person no matter how it is, right? Like every bad situation can be looked at in two different ways, right? Like you can either choose to wallow in it, or you can choose to have it make you better as an individual. And I'm glad that I took that option, because I could have been really depressed and really upset. And so being a little vulnerable, but I feel like that's important. But yeah, great song, great feelings, and obviously something that I feel like I can resonate as a listener. So beautiful stuff. Gunky says the next song is Karma, originally done by Amp Style. Okay. Sadly, they passed away at least a few years ago. Not sure exactly what happened, but it sounds like it might have been a sickness, but nothing is confirmed. Oh, that's heartbreaking. So, all right, we'll check it out. I'm curious to. It sounds different from what I could gather, maybe from the original. So, check this one out.
너도 엄청난 걸 찾고 있던데?
바라봤을 뿐인 얼굴 떠오르지 않나요? 꺼림직한 건 나인데 신경 쓰이잖아요. 힘이 헤쳐가는 게 사라져 없어져
Love the
버린다는 게
piano section of the song. So good.
망설임은 항상 내 편 물어볼 수조차 없죠. 대체 어디로들 가는 건지 몰라. 인생 마지막에 숨을 든 채로 몸을 던져버리잖아. 색바랜 기록 위에 눈물 닿아도 빛은 돌아오지 않아. 구겨진 기억만을
Ooh, another build.
누구에게 말해야만 해 가장 바라고 가장 두려운 것은 마음의 저편에 두고 온 나일래 어느새 손에 쥐어져 거짓말처럼 바라지 않는 거라도 좋아 두려워도 괜찮을 거라고 하는 그 소리 거짓말 하는 그 스토리 타임라인 저 듣기 아래 쌓여버리겠지
진짜 아무것도 없는데. 창피하다.
괜찮아. 꽉 찼으면 붙일 자리가 없잖아. 그래, 추면 되지 뭐.
먼지만 쌓여 있어서.
처음으로 지은 표정 귀엽다고 해줘요 네 거짓말하는 건 안돼 회자정인가요 살가워니 거리 두는 게 당신이 먼저 다가왔던 건데 배신감은 항상 독차지 칠흑 같은 관계색 대체 언제 그렇게 발라둔지 몰라 인생 마지막 순간인 것처럼 눈을 감고 다니잖아 관계도처럼 줄이 그어져 있어 너와 나 어느 사이에 뒤틀린 추억만을 공유하고 싶다면 누구에게 말해야만 해 가장 바라고 가장 두려운 것은 마음의 저편에 두고 온 나일래 어느새 손에 쥐어져 거짓말처럼 바라지 않는 거라도 좋아 두려워도 괜찮을 거라고 애써 연기를 해도 가면을 쓰고
Great solo.
하면 어떡해 정론이지만 내 답으로서 노답인 거네 한치 틀림없이 어긋난 관음 관심 관용 관샘 너와 나의 추종자가 숨을 손에 품고 일을 잃어버린 꿈에 미련은 없는 거야 후회는 하지만 사랑했었지만 사랑받은 기억은 거짓말처럼 바라지 않는 거라도 좋아 두려워도 괜찮을 거라고 하는 그 소리 거짓말 하는 그 스토리 타임라인 저 듣기 아래 쌓여버리겠지
Ooh, this one's gonna be. I think this one's gonna be the one to beat for me. Holy shit, this was great. Let's see. This was Karma. I love this one. I think the instrumentation is what. I don't even want to say the instrument took the cake on this one. Like her voice, I know I've said it a handful of times and I'll keep saying it, but I felt like this one to me. Not only I think that her voice sounded the most expressive that I think I've heard from her recently, but I would also say I think this has been the coolest range that I've heard from Yuna. Like you could tell she was having a good time. Like this song definitely, like, not to say that she hasn't enjoyed all of the songs certainly, but like I felt like with this one she let loose and I like that. You know what I mean? Like there was something very loose about the way that she's singing, and that's not to say like she's out of key or anything. It's just like there was just like this ease of how she presented herself vocally, and I like that. And I think it shows in like her body language and like the way that she kind of presents herself in this MV. It's just her vibing, and I think that to me like means a lot in sort of that songwriting process. But also, like I said, her vocal, the vocal melodies or the vocal choices that she chose in the song were really great. The hook, I think, in the choruses phenomenal, and like I love how she kind of hits that like head voice falsetto tone like so well. I think that transition of her voice is just like it has that sort of like staying power, ear candy ness to it that I love. The instrumentation was super fun. I love the piano work on this, like really like I don't know, like it had like a jazzy feel to it, but also at the same point kind of had like a little bit of a like J-pop vibe to it, or J-rock slash J-pop sort of vibe to it. And I love that. I think it just kind of kept the dynamics of the song very intriguing, very interesting. Um, and I love the guitar solo. I thought shout outs to whoever was doing that solo work, because that was wicked. Some really really great guitar work in there. But yeah, great song. Like I said, probably be the one to beat for me. So I really love that. So shout outs. Gunky says every song on this release is great. I was gonna say they've all been fantastic. I think it'll be very hard for me to pick a favorite, but I would say so far Karma's been the one. So, and Gunky says the next song is Skybound, originally done by Cardi. Hey, let's go. Shout outs Cardi. Let's keep it moving though. That's awesome.
어디까지 갈 수 있을 것 같아 여기에서 흘러가는 사람들이 만든 바다 속에서 아득히 보이는 노란 별들을 따라서 하늘을 가르고 싶어 높이 바람 타고서 세상의 진실과 거짓 내 귀엔 talking about shit 더 높이 빛을 향해 crawling 저기 저 천장을 부술 때까지 더 올려 but winner through all kind of battles look us in the mirror 드넓은 바다 그곳에서는 I'm gonna make it 방향키를 잡아 이 노래를 따라 자동차 펴고 바람을 타고 주저할 필요는 없지 거친 파도에서 짙은 안개 넘어 슬쩍 비친 길을 따라서 저기 저 구름 up in the sky full of stars 눈치 따윈 집어치고 모두 sing it together 더 올려 but winner through all kind of battles look us in the mirror 드넓은 바다 그곳에서는 I'm gonna make it 방향키를 잡아 이 노래를 따라 자동차 펴고 바람을 타고 I see the stars like waterfall 더 올려 but winner through all kind of battles
Crazy.
Look us in the mirror 드넓은 바다 그곳에서는 I'm gonna make it 방향키를 잡아 이 노래를 따라 자동차 펴고 바람을 타고 더 올려 but winner through all kind of battles look us in the mirror 드넓은 바다 그곳에서는 I'm gonna make it 방향키를 잡아 이 노래를 따라 자동차 펴고 바람을 타고 더 올려 but winner
Amen. All right, cool. This was Yuna's Skybound, originally done by Cardi. Very, very cool. Shout out to my boy Bill Murray. Big salutes. Um, this one was also really good too. Oh my god, she crushed it. Shout out to you now, the goat. Um, this was awesome. This was such a good song. Um, first of all, selection choice impeccable. Shout outs to Cardi as well. No Santa put us on to Cardi, so salutes to them. But I thought this was great. I love the dynamics of the song. I feel like it's tough because like Cardi is such a dynamic group on its own, and I feel like Yuna did a great job with this song. Like I loved her like rendition of this one. I love the kind of like choir elements to the song. I thought that was really awesome. But I also really love like just like the instrumentation. I think they did a great job on the production side of things, but also like the guitar work sounded like massive, like the bass work, the drumming, like they really made the song sound feel like dynamic more dynamic than I thought they were going to do with it. So I love that they really kind of just like cranked it to 11. And I appreciate the dedication to that. But Yuna's voice is incredible. I think she really hit a lot of those like really powerful like vocal, almost like vocal ballad moments in some ways. Um, but I just love how like her voice just cuts through this song like a fucking machete. Like so good. Her voice is just incredible. Just an incredible sight to hear. I think she just does such a fantastic job. Um, I don't know. I would say this one was like I feel like this one would have been the most closest to what I feel like Cardi would do in some ways. Obviously she's making it her own, but like I would because I know Cardi and the way that they write, like I feel like this one could be a little bit more um closer associated to that one. But overall, I felt like this one was incredible. I would say my favorites of the four songs that we listened to tonight. I would definitely say that Skybound and Karma were my two favorites. Actually, the last two. I thought those were phenomenal. Not to say that the other two weren't great. I loved them too. Definitely different side, but like holy shit, I was just like the last two songs that we just listened to. I was in heaven. So that was awesome. So thank you, Gunky. Also thank you, Unhi, for bullying Gunky to have us check this out. So uh Gunky says this EP is now my favorite release of the year. Dethrone Chew. Fair enough. Um Gunky says I definitely didn't forget to recommend these Yuna songs. I mean, her and IU are my favorite soloists. I was going to save them for an album stream because I felt like they needed to go together, and it didn't seem fair to request for. No, 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 no. Udhi, you. Oh, Udhi, man. Never escaped the allegations. Um, that's great. I 4 songs together. That's fair. Listen, I know what it is, but Gogi says Yuna has been planning a release of a new EP by the beginning of this year. She was struggling to get this title track right. Then she felt the urge to do a remake album, so her new release has been pushed back. That makes sense. Hey, listen, gotta respect the art, the craft, So, and he says I checked all these songs out the other day, just kept getting more and more impressed as they went on. Such an incredible project. I would agree. It's been awesome. And Cookie said yes, the songs. I know. We will never. I feel like chat will never not roast you for that, and then will never escape the Unk allegation. So we're here. So all right, Andy, we're gonna finish it off with your two. I'll skip out on the P1. I feel like we could probably check them out at another point. Not that I'm stressed or anything, but we'll check out the NCT. I'm curious on how that one's gonna rock, and then we'll check out One Pack to close it. So Gucky says Yuna has actually requested to the artist to remake them because she wanted specific songs. Ooh, okay, that makes sense, but that's cool. And Andy says this is new NCT unit with Jeno and Jamin. Okay. The company wanted her to have backup songs if they said no, but she refused. Hey, listen, gotta respect the artistic integrity. You know, you love to see it. So, all right, this was both sides. So, curious. I'm not gonna lie. I know this joke probably gets floated around a lot, but I'm surprised Mark is not in this group. He's in like every other group. So.
See, this girl came up to me. She wanted a photo. She asked me, which one is your best side? You know what I told her? I told her it's both sides.
Yeah, right, 완벽하지 비유 맞아. Which one is your best side? Yeah, right, 너도 몰래 빠져들어. Which one is your best side? 첫인상은 pop like that. 평소엔 순한데 건드리면 right back. 기대 거품 어깨 올라타서 너를 위한 미끄럼틀 같은 곳에 실물을 절대 다 못 담아도 Cameras catching every angle. Like one time, two time. 저 사이 바빠진 네 눈. 이리저리 봤던 같다 해도 따분하지. 심각해 두 살 사이 행복한 이 고민. 놓치지 마 electable. 이런 끌림 incredible. 시선은 이미 우리 둘. Too high looking in the mirror. Yeah right 완벽하지 비율 맞아. Which one is your best side? Too high looking in the mirror. Yeah right 너도 몰래 빠져들어. 밤새 지내지도 않을 비교. Which one is your best side? Up down left right. Which one is your best side? Turn out inside. 포기 못해 both sides. Up down left right. 어딜 봐도 네 style. Turn out inside. That's one both sides. Baby maybe look at me 기나로 끝에 왜 말이 너롭게 하는 내 원한 big smile.
This MV is wild. I love this.
다정한 것보다 다정한 비싸게. Jump right up on it. 다급해진 네 눈빛. Jump right up on it. 늘 수수하게 웃는 눈 근데 반지 뒤태. Yeah I got the moves and the bumps and the looks and the face 원한다면 함께 double date. 나를 감춰온 big screen 속에 아이스크림 올려 입꼬리를 씩 분위기를 타 날리는 kiss. 놓칠 수 없지 우리 둘. Too high looking in the mirror. Yeah right 완벽하지 비유 맞아. Which one is your best side? Too high looking in the mirror. Yeah right 너도 몰래 빠져들어. 밤새 지내지도 않을 비교. Which one is your best side? Share it with a friend if you like. 이리저리 헤매는 맘 꼭 잊고 wherever you like. 밤새 고민해도 it's so fun. 하늘 다 고르긴 hard. Cause we got your damn one. Up down, left right. Which one is your best side? Turn out, inside. Cause we got two of them one. Up down, left right. 어딜 봐도 네 style. Turn out, inside. That's one both sides.
Not the two. Okay, first of all, the way they ended this song was wild. Also, the 2D, like, give him Paper Mario vibes. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. Thank you, Andy. This was NCT's JM, both sides. Very nice, very nice. Andy says this is a switch up compared to the previous songs that we just listened to. That is true. And the oh my god, RAR. The RAR XD killed me. Anyway, this was fun. I like this. I feel like NCT is an anomaly to me. Not that like that's not a mean comment to them. I feel like to me like NCT is like how many fucking groups am I gonna talk about with NCT? That's really I feel like what my brain goes to anytime I hear those three letters together. But I like this. This was very fun. I feel like this is just a good feeling, a good feeling song. Like I really have like no other adjectives or feelings to give about the song. I was just vibing. Like it, it's like the John Cena meme where he's just like doing the the arm dance thing, like that gif is like playing in my head as the song is like playing. You know what I mean? Like I'm just vibing. It's a good time. Like the chorus is extremely infectious. Um I didn't think that they were going to I didn't think it was going to be as catchy as I felt like it was. So I love that. Um the switch off between like singing and like rapping tone I thought was really cool about this unit as well. And I think they did a great job of kind of like again threading that needle of like dynamically fun vocal parts, but then as well as that keeping it like good hook, very catchy. Which I feel like a lot of the NCT stuff is. I'm not really surprised, but this feels like, I'll be honest, I was kind of expecting it to be a little bit more crazy because I feel like anytime you associate the NCT insignia to any group, I feel like there has to be something like that's just a little bit out there. Which I didn't feel like there was. So I was a little surprised. I feel like I maybe have a little bit of trauma with NCT groups, but I felt like this one was a little bit more tame than I feel like was led on to be. But yeah, love this. Very groovy, very fun. The vibes were immaculate. So very cool. All right, cool. We'll round it off with Sane by One Pack, and I'll probably call it a evening here. Which I'm excited. I like One Pack, so I'm curious to check this one out. Andy says the songs on their EP are so groovy. Oh, okay. I'll have to check it out. Very nice. All right. Let's get into the final one. This is One Pack Sane. So let's give it a listen. Listen. I need my beauty sleep. It's not going to be both sides.
What the
Dave.
어디선가 봤던 영화 트레일러 과대 광고처럼 볼품없는 내용물 I'm in music, you're a product 난 스코보다 오는 인정을 위고 sing 잠의 K-pop Please don't make it shameful It's a new flash, it's a new passion
It's just there.
우리는 하던 대로 너가 지워 생각해는 I go insane, say Drop a new pop, I'ma make you go insane lame as hell trying not to shut the game, make me go insane make him go insane y'all lame as hell trying not to shut the game, make me go insane I make music I go insane drop a new pop, I'ma make you go insane y'all lame as hell trying not to shut the game, make me go insane
Cool. The beat matching was sick. Okay. All right, let's go. All right, this was One Pack Sane. If you're hanging out, thanks for hanging. Cookie says somebody needs their sleep. Listen, I love my beauty sleep. There is no argument there. So we love it. I assume Unhee was reacting my my face. Is that no dead ass? Like that was legitimately what I was gonna say in that part. So that's amazing. Literally zero commentary to get the exact commentary I was gonna ask for. So that was great. Andy says that rock/metal part is so good. Jungwoo's voice fits so well. Andy also says, yeah, damn's drop. I thought that was cool. Love the choreo on this, the hip hop and popping elements. Chef's kiss. I thought this was very interesting. I obviously we've covered one pack in different ways on the channel here at this point. I thought this one was interesting. I will say it was very jarring, and like I don't find that that's a bad thing. I kind of like the jarring aspect of the song. It was just a very interesting mix of different genres. I feel like this one to me, like I feel like at first listen, I would probably be like, like I don't know how about this one. Like maybe I'll kind of like sit on it and listen to it a little bit more. I will say I feel like this one will might grow on me potentially. Um just because I think there is like I think there's like not only a catchiness to I think the chorus of the song, but I also feel like a lot of the instrumentation is very interesting. And I think as from coming from the perspective of like I love really interesting production, very interesting stylization. I felt like this one was definitely a fun listen, first listen. And I think that as I listen to it more, maybe some of the puzzle pieces will kind of connect the dots a little bit more. But I thought this one was great. I thought it was very fun, very energetic. I think they kind of took a lot of the great elements of like, again, infusing that like rock and metal flavoring to it, but then also hitting it with like really hard electronic elements. Which I thought was cool. Some of the like clicks and pops sounds kind of reminded me of this is gonna be a weird transitional song, but it kind of reminded me of a lot of the clicks and pops at the beginning of like "Drop It Like It's Hot" by Snoop Dogg. I don't know why. I think it's just maybe the unk in me, but I can like I feel like to me some of those elements I'm like, oh cool, like I hear that. Um and I appreciate it. I think that that's fun. I don't know why my brain associated those two things together, but I've probably made weirder associations on the show than I would like to admit. So, yeah, I feel like this could land itself up there in in the weird commentary, um but yeah, I thought this was really cool. I would probably say that this one was solid. I am curious to listen to more. I don't know if this is a part of an EP or not. But I would be curious to see kind of like the full ideology of this. But I've liked a lot. I've liked a good decent bit of one pack songs previously, so I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if I do wind up enjoying it. Especially because I think Iker's was pretty high up on my favorites, and I still love House of Chicory. And that one also was kind of on the aggressive scale. So I'm curious. I'm excited to see what be cooking with the one pack boys soon. But yeah, I did enjoy this. So good vibes. So very nice chat. We have made it through on this lovely Wednesday stream here. Andy says it is a 5-song EP. Okay, cool, very nice. Gunky says, are we going to have to do another catch-up stream or something since the biggest K-pop group hasn't released it? That is true. Yeah. I feel like we probably will cover BTS. At least maybe not like for the whole stream, but I would like to do it. Like I said, I still have to reach out to Jazz. I think Jazz was the only other person. I know Jazz submitted their points last week, so I'll have to reach out to Jazz. But yeah, I think we'll probably check out BTS. I mean, it would be stupid for me to not check BTS out. So I will probably check that out on Monday stream, and we'll probably catch up on some stuff. I know there's some artists that I've neglected. I've neglected that. If anything, I'll probably hit chat up and see if they want me to do like an album stream or something. I'd be down to do that as well. So we'll get the general consensus as per usual. But yeah, I know for a fact we'll definitely cover BTS on Monday just because I'm curious, see what they're doing. But BTS album, then more catch up after. Yeah, I know we'll definitely check out the title for sure. So I mean, I probably won't listen to the entire BTS album, but I am curious what they'll drop for a title track. But yeah, we could definitely do catch up, or we could check out the BTS release and then do album stream. Yeah, I'll ask chat and see what we're vibing with, but that would kind of be my thoughts on it. So unless there's a group we need to deep dive immediately. So let's see. Cookie says not my thing, but I know there must be a must for many. That's true. That's true. BTS album, then more catch up after, maybe. Yeah. Potentially. Uni says, oh, congrats, you hit 100K. Let's go. Big salutes. We love that. Not redeeming until I figure out what I'm doing though, because I have no plan yet. Hey, that's fine. It's all good. I usually have a pretty good tab on who's what. So I mean, you can redeem it if you want, Uni, and I'll just keep track. It's all good. But yeah, that's it. Thanks to everybody joining tonight. Appreciate you. The recommendations have been great. So big salutes. I will not be streaming this Saturday, unfortunately. It is my girlfriend's birthday this upcoming Friday. So shout out to you. Love you, babe. And I will be back to Monday stream, hopefully weather permitting. So very nice. So appreciate y'all for joining. Appreciate you for the support. And we'll see you on Monday. Peace.